where we have fun. Fun, grab your friends and dance along. Join the party all night long. Love you for a ride. Buckle up, hold tight, we're gonna ignite. Shake your body to the rhythm. Let the music take control. When the beat drops, you better lose control. We're to make memories, create an unforgettable night. Forget about your worries. Let's spread the love and shine so bright. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where the energy is high. We're gonna dance the morning light. Feel the music. Through your veins. Come on down, let's have fun. Let's have fun. Hey.
Harlem, where you at? Harlem, where you at? This ain't gonna be a long video. Right? Where is Harlem at? I need for him to pop his butt up in here, right? Because we have to talk about some history here, right? Y'all better stop, okay? Stop it. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? I don't know what Harlem went. Probably went to the bathroom. He came back. Hello, my brethren.
What's up, sis?
All right, I've been having this battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to hear, I think with hip hop, right? That is the only, I can't get this shit off. That is the only thing I believe that's part of history that's really not history because a lot of us are still alive, right? So I don't know where all the fighting and arguing comes in at. Where the hell is this thing at? Hold on. Oh, way up
Take your
here.
time. Take your time.
No, I'm talking about to get this off. Okay, here we go. Now, I think the best way to talk about the hip hop 50 is it 50-50 with the Puerto Ricans, but I believe the story is only one sided because from my memory, and I have aunts and uncles to back me up. I don't, I keep telling people all the time, they can say what they want. Harlem is what put hip hop on the map, right? Brooklyn did it different, but
Ac-
Harlem,
Actually, it was the
Har-
Bronx. It was the Bronx.
no, no, who put it
Who
on the
hurt?
map? No, no, every borough was different. That's why I need you to come up here and not give your history, right? And from when I was younger, and according to putting it on the map, when it was put on the map, Harlem, that would have been who put it on the map was Kurt. Oh God damn it. Come on now. Curtis Blow. Right? What they was doing in the Bronx was not circulated through all five boroughs. Everybody was doing it differently. So B-Boy was not a part of it because if we all come on that we already know everybody wasn't coming to Brooklyn. Harlem had its own swag. And I want you to speak upon just Harlem and Harlem swag because y'all wasn't, even though only the bridge was right there, y'all was doing it differently than the Bronx, right? Doing it totally different. And if we're going by all the greats in the beginning came from Harlem. Harlem, even though Brooklyn smashed it, Brooklyn wasn't doing nothing that y'all was doing. And then when they claimed we was playing the disco, well, shit, it doesn't matter what we was playing. We still was rocking the parties, DJing, doing the same thing. right? But we never hear Harlem's perspective. We never hear Brooklyn's perspective. We never hear Queens' perspective. And they want us to just run with what happened in the Bronx, but we all wasn't doing what the Bronx was doing. And we was rapping anyway. Like y'all, like I call y'all like the cool cats, right? The cool cats, like y'all had your own cool cat type of thing, right? Brooklyn had its own rough type of thing. We didn't get none of that from the Bronx. And then I remember being young, knee high, up on 143rd. I don't know, and 7th. You know where Drew Hamilton is at?
Come on now, absolutely.
I now them when they used to put them speakers outside because it was like wasn't nothing there. I don't know what it is now, but it wasn't nothing there in the back of the
Well,
PJs.
well, I can tell you this about Harlem, right?
Yeah, let's tell the truth because people are
Well,
not.
Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
Harlem was a place where black people can be black people. You know, we could be us. You know what I mean? We had businesses. That was our spot. You know, they could have downtown, but uptown was ours. We had style. We had class. We had grocery stores, cleaners, pharmacies. We had a lot of those different things. So that's why black people felt proud to be there because you knew you had something there of your own. You know what I mean? And that started with the Harlem Renaissance when people started coming down from Louisiana and different things like that with their talents in North Carolina and coming up from the South and making
Yeah,
Harlem what it was in the
yeah.
20s. You know what I mean? And, you know, we started investing in Harlem. So Harlem has a lot of history. And when it comes to style, you say hip hop,
Right, because
of course,
you're
go
just
ahead.
saying a lot. That go to show you I'm nobody's liar, right? He's saying everything. I ain't talking in deaf, right? I don't know what our age brackets is, but even though my grandmama is right there, I'm a Brooklynite. But I know the experiences in Harlem, and I know experiences in the Bronx, I know the experiences in Queens. But they're gonna try. I hate when they leave Harlem out of the birth of hip hop when Harlem is the one that put it on the map.
Because confidence can be mistaken for arrogance, and they always thought that Harlem people were arrogant.
Yeah, but you put it on the map today because we got Curtis Blow, right? We got Kumo D, the Treacherous Three, right? And we also have Dougie Fresh was a little bit later, but in the beginning, right? We wasn't even the stuff that they're saying about. We wasn't rocking with, right? It's like Harlem just took it, right? Because it wasn't it. The point I'm saying it would never have moved where we're supposed to be without Harlem. That's the point that I'm trying to make. They making it seem
Absolutely.
like,
I mean, you had the Apollo Theater.
mm-hmm,
You had you had a lot of things going on in Harlem. You know what I mean? A lot of things, not just that one. Even where Malcolm X died, that ballroom was used a lot for different things, not just speeches.
mm-hmm.
So Harlem people came together in Harlem for a lot of things, and they knew that black people in Harlem just didn't talk it; they walked it and put their money where their mouth was at that time.
So when you were younger, and let's go back to time. What brought you into hip hop? Because again, I like for me, it would be for me Harlem and Brooklyn. Like the Bronx, there were no artists in the Bronx or none of the stuff that they're talking about that made us love hip hop.
Well, I have to give my love for hip hop to to I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So I have to give my love to hip hop from somebody named Mecca Audio. He had a studio in Harlem
That
where
was
Dougie
see
Fresh.
that name never ever was mentioned before. Come on now.
Now I'm just being honest. Like I'm from
No,
Harlem. I'm a real
no,
Harlem Night.
this
I
no
I
this
I don't
that's
just
why I said come on now.
like I'm a real Harlem Night. I just didn't name
Mhm.
myself that because I didn't earn the stripes. You know, I got my jacket is good. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've
Mm,
been around Dougie Fresh, Naughty by Nature. All of them have recorded there at one point in time. You know, back in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we talking. Shout out to Mecca Audio first and foremost, but we talking about somebody that really put their money where their mouth was. Would be Mecca Audio. Period. So
now,
he let me know what hip hop was really about. So when people
mm-hmm.
were walking down the street saying, "Hey yo, I,"
I
you know what I'm saying? Like that's Mecca Audio.
get out,
Yeah,
cause
even that
they
song, he gives a shout out to Mecca Audio. It was produced. Everything like, man, please. I wish you can get Mecca Audio on your joint up
where
here.
he at? Let's go find him.
He has his own YouTube joint. You can find him.
We're gonna find him because now we got to put his name up in here
A
because
lot of people don't mention him, but
a lot of
he's
people.
definitely a pillar in the hip hop.
Well, baby,
Period.
we're gonna find him now. We here, right? Because I'm a hip hop for real, and we're going. People forget every borough was different, right? We wasn't in Brooklyn. We wasn't spinning around on our head. So when they talk, how do you feel about that 50-50 crap?
50-50 in reference to what?
This what the thing is about. They said 50% of hip hop. The Puerto Rican said they created hip hop 50-50.
No, slow down. I'm half black and Puerto Rican, so I can speak for both sides.
Well, I
Puerto
want a
Ricans,
Caribbean side
look.
too.
Puerto Ricans
Well,
need
we're
to
gonna
slow
tell the
down.
truth.
Hold on. Puerto Ricans need to slow down because we appreciate the art that you put on the subway. We appreciate we appreciate you being able to dance, but you didn't do no rhyming, no DJing, no none of that. So cut that shit out.
But my thing is, if it was true, if what they saying is true, and it's an element, then why do we have to? Why are we even having this conversation if it's an element, right? First of all, anywhere you go, it's nothing but a can of spray paint, right? So it's not like you bought the element; they was already writing on shit. Now, as far as dancing, all that dancing we was doing already when black folks wasn't dancing, right? When what part of history black folks was not dancing, right?
Yeah, but you got to give it up to the Rock Steady crew, man. You got
But
to
no,
give it up.
you want me
Nah,
to
for
bring out the
real,
video?
yo.
Do you
You got to give it
do
up.
you want me to bring out the videos where they were our step first?
Oh, you talking about Boogaloo Shrimp?
No, it's a lot of videos. Not
Yeah,
no
Boogaloo Shrimp.
boogaloo.
They was the West Coast breakdancers.
No, I'm talking about our forefathers.
Oh yeah. We know that we was spinning on
No,
top of our heads long before
no,
that.
but okay, so then you couldn't have you did some dance move. Everybody was doing dance move, but you didn't bring it to the culture. The culture
But the
was
thing is,
already there.
one
No,
thing
you, mhm.
one thing about Puerto Ricans, they're not afraid like Dominicans. No offense to Dominicans, not all. I'm saying some, but Puerto Ricans are not afraid to admit that they have black in them and that
Oh,
they're
not no
aware of it.
more. Not no
Right?
more. Not no
Well,
more. They changed
I'm
up.
not. Well, I'm not, there, to say, whether they are or aren't, but the Dominicans, as dark as they are, they're quick to tell you, I'm not black.
Yeah,
How
but
is that?
they're not claiming half of hip hop. They're not creating a bunch of false lies. This the Puerto
Right. They're
Ricans
not.
and the Mexicans. The Mexicans too. They said that But my thing is this: if and be speaking factually, just like when they speak upon and they said, yeah, and Jamaicans and influence. I'm like, hold up. I know, but I'm Caribbean too, but we still gonna speak facts here, right? We're not gonna act like
Absolutely.
we're not going to act like I'm sorry, you Jamaicans, but if you go back, I showed the video of that. This gonna be a quick video, but I'm gonna come in with the evidence. I just wanted to get you while you were here, so I can get your experience on Harlem because we're not gonna act like Harlem people didn't, because even though whatever they was doing out there, they were doing out there. But guess what? Brooklyn was doing them too. Harlem was doing them too. Queens was doing them too, right? So, and we all wasn't around. It wasn't like unless you was able to go and travel around, but we always was around in the circle. Like we always taking our parents' records, right? And a lot of but and for us, a lot of us was just outside and we just was doing the beat but like that. But we're not. What they don't do is say Harlem is what put it. And if we would have left it as how where they say it, Harlem is the one that put it on the map. And even when Curtis Blow and then was out, matter of fact, it took Sylvia Robinson, right? She went and besides Curtis Blow, that's Harlem, right? He's the first one that went who went gold. He's the first one, even though Sugar Hill Gang, which is still Harlem
Who
slash
who,
Jersey,
who was right
Harlem
behind? Who was right behind him?
Curtis.
Who was right behind Curtis Blow from Harlem? Who came right behind him and let it be known like I'm here from
Who
Harlem?
who was that?
Cool Mo D.
I'm trying to figure out who was first, but because I don't know if it counts because Treacherous 3 was out first, or was it Cool D that was out first, or was it that I haven't? But remember, Treacherous 3 was still, so I don't know which was first. But them,
I
it
think
doesn't even
Treacherous 3
matter.
came first. I think Treacherous 3 came
I
first.
know the first album I bought
Cause
was
you
Treacherous
know they
3,
all started with a group first, and then they
right?
branched off.
But yeah, so it wasn't for them Harlem cats. Actually, hip hop
No, but
would not
hold on, we
be where
had
it was
smoke.
today.
Harlem had smoke.
Yeah, I
We
know
had
that.
to deal
I
with
know
we had to deal with African Bambaataa, Pow Wow. We had to deal with that was come on when they came out, man. It was like what the fuck the Soul Sonic Force when they came out. We was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
that. In Brooklyn ain't get two shits, right? I was too busy robbing and stealing while we was
Yo,
rapping,
when them
right?
motherfuckers drop, when they hit and they hit you with those Afrocoid beats too, you know, ba boom boom ba boom boom
Mm-hmm.
boom boom ba boom, you know, and then people really break into that. So it was kind of hard to beat
Nah,
them. You know?
the thing is,
And I knew Pow Wow. He lived on 170th and Clay Avenue. I
get
knew
out.
Pow Wow and all
People
his
just live on
kids.
169th and Clay. Get out.
He
But
used
even
yeah he used to live on yeah. I don't know if you know
on the Plaza
Teresa.
Court.
I don't know if you know I
Now I
knew
wouldn't know
all
their
of them.
name.
Like
I wouldn't know their name. Now Harlem people, I would know majority. I mean by face. But the thing is, we know they was out. But for them to do 50-50, for them to say it's 50-50, and for them to say it's an
that's
element,
wrong. You know that's
and
wrong. Ain't
for
no
them to
50
say
50.
right, for them to say it's an element, like spray painting is an element. But I'm just going by what they say, and they're saying the dance was an element, which I'm not saying that they were not doing. I'm not in the Bronx. I'm passing through. But what I'm saying, an element means it stays, right? We don't have to
Listen, let
discuss
me
the
tell you what
element.
a Puerto
Right.
Rican is.
Why? But
Let's
why?
settle
But
this.
why wasn't? Well, no, we're speaking upon the elements, right? Just leave it. Even if it was black folks, we just gonna just say if it was an element, that would mean everybody would be doing it. Everybody was not doing it. And it did not
That's a
put
fact.
and it did not put like if we listened to a record, how we know spray paint, right? It only became that way when they put it in the movies because you got to make the movie look better. Like when they did like Wild Style and stuff like that. So that's when it made it different. It painted a picture. But before the spray paint and stuff, how the hell y'all sit up there spray paint? How the hell we know? We way in
All right,
Brooklyn.
I'm
How
gonna
we
take you
know?
back.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
take you back. I'm gonna take you way back. Let me tell you where Puerto Ricans, and this has nothing to do. It's a portion to do with hip hop, right?
Uh,
So back in what was it like 79, 80? There was a big fire in the Bronx.
oh, I will remember.
Big
Right.
fire, right?
It was
And
up and down. The
this was insurance.
uh
This was insurance schemes that
assurance part. Mm-hmm.
right. They were burning buildings down, getting their money back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They brought these buildings down to nothing. They burnt them down to a crisp. Okay. And this is historical. You can look it up. Now, at that time, the Puerto Ricans were buying wood and trying to rebuild and trying to, you know what I mean? They were actually putting that out there. This you can look it up. It's right here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And they would.
I want real experiences because we are
No,
part
I'm
of
just
hip
saying
hop
it's
too.
footage of it. Like they actually took footage of it. Like
But that
you
I
could,
do know. Hmm.
you know, they were actually putting money together and trying to build. Black people put money in that too. You know what I mean? To rebuild and try to, you know, they were building their own structures. We could do it ourselves type shit back in them days. You know? Okay. Now the way that they would express themselves was through dance and art form, right? Now the brothers, they would express themselves through music, DJing, and poetry. So they collaborated all of those things.
But we were
And
doing it already, and the culture,
oh yeah,
it still was not their dance, right? That they were salsa and merengue and stuff like that. They were when they did that. Well, the thing is, we don't have a problem with saying, "Hey, wow, this is what y'all were doing," right? That's
listen,
not the issue.
A
The
Puerto
issue
Rican,
is it's not 50-50.
right? The hell no, it ain't. But I'm gonna tell you something. A Puerto Rican ain't nothing but a brother that could swim. That's it. That's all a
Hold
Puerto
on,
Rican
hold on,
is.
hold on. No, not all Puerto Ricans. Remember, you have just like in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries.
That was the
We had,
saying when we were growing up.
yeah, but then
We were growing up.
We had to learn. Some have European blood, and some have African blood, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of it's mainly the ones that have the European blood is the one now. You wait to 2025 to start this bullshit. Like it was so peaceful, right? We none of us had problems. Now it's a war, right? But like I said, the only way to dispute this war is now you have to bring the other boroughs in, right? Because we the only ones that could dispute it because we the only ones can say that now we wasn't doing that, but we was doing this, right? Right. So even when
Where you think Bally's came from? You ever owned a pair of Bally's? That came from Harlem.
I got the where my
Dapper Dan.
bag is. Oh,
We
yeah.
Harlem has Dapper Dan, which my sister has 3 pictures with Dapper Dan. You know what I mean? He walks Harlem. He got a Gucci brownstone
Mm-hmm.
right there. Or what is that? On 124th, I believe in 7th,
Mm-hmm.
7th Avenue. A Gucci brownstone. Okay. So yeah,
A
Harlem is
Gucci
different.
brownstone.
Yeah, a Gucci brownstone.
Oh, you gotta take a
Dapper
picture of
Dan.
this.
Dapper Dan. Go to Harlem. Go check it out. And
I,
while you're there, go get you a good fish sandwich with some hot sauce, ketchup, and tartar sauce.
I'll eat the hot sauce, but yeah. But come on, I still go to Harlem, but it's like that's really they gentrified the shit out of Harlem, right? I used to love to go there, and I remember, like I said, my Harlem, my Harlem memories has nothing containing b-boying and spray painting. Because when we used to be down on 125th Street, remember it was the Apollo in the movie theater, right? Remember the movie theater that was right there?
You talking about Magic Johnson?
No, it was right next to the Apollo.
Oh yeah, that's back in the
So
days. That's
back,
what.
that's what
That's
I'm
the
saying,
first time I saw at that theater. That's the first time I saw New Jack City.
right? So this would go back before then, right? So you got the movie theater and you got the Apollo and you got the other little store. It's like three things come back to back to back, right? Now, when we used to
Don't
be,
forget, you had Dr. J's.
yeah, but when back in the early 70s, right? Like I said, Harlem had a different swagger. Y'all were not doing what they were doing in the Bronx.
No, in the early '70s, you can catch a black man in a 3-piece suit just to
And
step out and go to the grocery store.
and so a lot of these elements that they're talking about does not exist for the other boroughs, right? Even when we used to stand and sit around there, or we go on up down to 143rd, 42nd, 41st, right?
Yeah, but you can't tell this. You can't say this exact thing to somebody that's from Hollis, Queens, where Run
That-
DMC and where all of them came out of LL Cool J. You can't tell them
no,
that
but
everything was in
this is
Harlem.
no, you're gonna have to. But even who? This is why I said I need people from different boroughs to speak their borough experience, because this is the only way to debunk the lies, because they forgot about us. No, we would not get. I just did a whole entire video on this, right? And I was talking, but I was up to Brooklyn and Harlem, because there was and I include Queens too, because Queens would just to roll with Brooklyn or whatever. But we still got other boroughs that was not, for it to be an element. We were not doing it. Now Brooklyn, now the same thing what they say with the Bronx with the Puerto Ricans. Now we got here the Jamaicans. I'm like, first of all, if you even know your history, reggae comes out of R&B. That was the music they was playing on the fucking speakers. They didn't have. How you gonna say we don't have no culture? And then Buster, did you hear what Buster Rhymes said?
No, I just know Busta Rhymes is in a lot of trouble currently.
Hold on,
But
let
yeah,
me
go ahead.
play that. It's a short clip. This nigga said we ain't had no culture, but your reggae, but Jamaican culture, far as their music started, the fuck from us, right? Remember when Bob Marley first came out, them motherfuckers thought they was the Temptations. They had the perm in their hair, the suits. They were singing fucking doo-wop in the blues, Percy Sledge, right? They didn't have no artists. So, I mean, it's not our fault. Y'all don't know y'all own history.
All right, so let
But
me drop a bomb on you with this one. Since the
mm-hmm.
Puerto Ricans want to talk about 50-50, I'm half black and Puerto Rican. I'm gonna speak on both. So here we go. Right? You want to talk about 50-50? Why don't you go have a talk with Crazy Legs about his allegations?
Mm.
Oops, oops.
Ooh. Now listen to this bullshit, right? And I'm like, I know it's a lot of money coming in. I don't know why they. Well, Fat Joe started this whole thing, right? But he was put up to do it. But now listen to Busta Rhymes, and you could look, you could tell he lying through the whole thing, because he can't even look straight. But here we go.
My family.
I can't hear it.
In that pocket feels
You got
like,
it now?
in a way, unlike any other culture of people.
Yes.
You know, from the base again.
Right. What happened? I thought I shared it, but I didn't. Now, remember, they trying to kick out our my forefathers in America. You're trying to kick out everything they went through, and now you're trying to turn into a Caribbean thing and Latin thing, which I'll show it again, where reggae comes out of R&B. But listen to this bullshit.
And Latino and Jamaican and Caribbean people, with tropical people, with that timing and that rhythm and that pocket feels like, in a way, unlike any other culture of people.
Now,
You know,
how the hell we went from rapping to no music? I mean, not people. Please take in consideration when they tell these stories, and then people from other states, right? They think that we was doing this every night. No, we were not. Right? The speakers and shit was only bought out in the summer. Right? People think we got the same weather all year round. People don't know, like 8 months out of the year we ain't got no speakers outside, right? So that means you will be in the inside. So that would stop the spreading of what you would want to call the elements, because we're not even outside, and some is not old enough to get into some of these parties, right? So what happens is the younger folks who cannot get into the parties, that will be my age bracket, will be outside just you know, somebody, you know how right they'll be banging the chair or they be banging the wall, somebody doing a fake beatbox or somebody
Yeah,
clapping.
or the lunch table.
Right. Nigga, we always had a pocket. What are you talking about? We had a pocket with no music. And we was on time. I don't understand. But I really don't understand. But only they will understand. Like, nigga, hello? Your pocket came from our pocket. What are you talking about? But let's carry on.
You know, from the bass lines to the way we choose to place our words as people of the Caribbean and of the tropics, I think that it's just it's something you can't really define in words. It's a feeling thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
So
like
we didn't have no feeling. We had to wait till you got after y'all done stole our goddamn music, right? Well, we don't even say stole, unlike you guys. We just say that, reggae was influenced by R&B because that is the music that they were listening to. The only reason why it would seem like it was not because they have a accent, right? So the accent that they have would make it seem like it's a whole different music, right? But a lot of their artists, as I showed you guys, come from all of our greats. That's
Well,
what they were listening
music is universal. It's not owned by one ethnicity. So, you know what I mean? Like, music in general is just universal.
oh,
You
I
know,
got a video. I'm gonna blow your minds.
like when you were a
It's
kid.
universal, but it's our black American blacks, right?
I mean,
It's
you can I
universal.
mean, you could we
Once you
can
put
take
it out
ownership,
there, right?
but we could.
Once you put it
Go
out
ahead.
there, yeah, it is universal. People could do what they want.
I mean, we could take ownership of it, but are we going to gain anything from it by taking ownership of it? Are
Yeah,
they going to
because
give us? Hold on. Are they going to give us as black people a cut of that? No. Are they? So this argument is really, yeah, we already know that we were the first ones to create music. You could put a black child in the kitchen, they gonna pull pots and pans out and start banging on them, and start bang, boom, bang, boom, and just making noise. But to them, they're making music. So it's just inside of us. It's inside of us. It's
thank
not
you,
something we can control.
thank you. And then again, yes, we were hand in hand. So why? And we were hand in hand as you say you were. So why are y'all coming at us every like it's already
Poor
2020.
Puerto Ricans. They
They
just want to be a part of something.
like that cologne guy. Like, no, you can't add. I mean, you can be part of it, but you cannot say, oh, it's 50-50. No, because
It's not 50-50.
if
I
you
would say
remove
75. I would say 75, and we'll let the Puerto Ricans have the rest.
no,
But
I'm
not
not giving them
50-50.
that because
You done lost
the
your
thing
mind.
the thing is this.
50-50.
Yeah,
You didn't put. Okay, all right. Let's say you added a bongo here or there. You know what I
was it
mean?
not?
Or
Was you bongo
even the
in the
bongo,
party?
was already African. They already did that.
The thing
They
is,
already they already took cow skin, stretched it out, and made music with it. They
mhm,
learned to wet it, let it ferment, let it go out, and then stretch it out. And then when you hit the boom, bang, boom, boom, Africans been did that.
yeah. The thing
So
is,
they know they just want a little bit of recognition. You want some? We gonna
no,
give you
but
a little bit.
they been was getting it. Like I said, I
I
didn't
don't
know
know about that. The only thing that came, from that era,
Fat Joe. Mhm.
the only thing that came from that era is motherfuckers that look like me. Motherfuckers was just mixing blood.
uh, I don't know why Fat Joe started that, but my thing is, is your burden of proof, right? We got nothing but burden of proof because we know what movies we were watching, right? And then they forget that back in the 70s, that's something people did only in certain places, right? Hip hop wasn't it wasn't even a genre yet, right? So if you was able to get hold to a tape, you were good. Or if they was outside jamming, you were good, but that will only be in particular places. It wasn't a genre. It wasn't on the radio. So basically, we still had other music because hip hop is not a staple music yet. So we was sort of kind of in some of everything, right? Because hip hop is developing. So if it's developed, it's not fully out there, right? So what y'all can say in the Bronx doesn't work for Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. In the creation, in the inception part, we always doing our own thing. And if what you're saying is true, then why we all wasn't doing it? If it's a Pacific element, as you guys say, right, and then you make yourself non-useful because we ain't doing it no more, right? Right? We ain't. We
I'm
a lot
gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why Puerto Ricans are feeling gassed up.
of.
All right, they feeling gassed up because back in them days, you know, the women were, flocking their way. They were getting all gassed up and shit. The black women wanted a little piece of a little Puerto Rican ass. That's cool. But don't get gassed up and think that you get 50-50. You get the fuck out of here, man.
If what you're saying is so true, if you remove it, do we still have hip hop? Is the question.
Absolutely. We have probably a little bit less dancing, because
No,
I ain't gonna lie,
black folks
they
don't dance.
dominated. Look, listen, you had Crazy Legs, you had the Rocksteady crew, you had a lot of them representing in reference to that. So we can't overlook that.
Yeah, we can because
You
that was
know.
not they wasn't dancing in Brooklyn, right? Again, every borough has a different take on it because they
But
were doing that
one
there,
thing, one
but
one
we
thing you
wasn't.
can say, one
Mhm.
thing you can say about Puerto Ricans, they stick together though.
Listen, we ain't had no beef with the Puerto Ricans. They started
We
this
never
war,
did.
right? Right,
We
right.
never did.
I'm not saying that they wasn't calling it. Remember, they used to call it jungle music. They used to call us all type of fayos and shit. And I'm like, oh God, that right, right. But so we couldn't really come to their house. You had to speak to them outside. We wasn't. They didn't treat us black folks nice at all, right? But there still was some that once we got outside, there's nothing else to do. We live on the same block, so fuck it, right? So we did get along with them, but we never ever had beef with them. Now, as far as the Rocksteady crew and all of that's beautiful, but remember, we in the inception. Not everybody see what they're doing, so it cannot be an element if everybody's not doing it. That's just what y'all was doing in the Bronx. We crazy. Like, if you gotta mention Crazy Legs to us, right? And we like, oh, who? Then it's not an element. We weren't. It wasn't that wasn't brought back to the other boroughs, so it's not an element.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you with this. Like, I don't know if you remember the West Coast movie when they were doing the breakdancing with Boogaloo Shrimp, that other light skinned ass motherfucker that was probably black and Mexican. I don't know if you remember that movie when they were doing breakdancing and shit like that. Now them over there, they had more of a black and Mexican battle. See what I'm saying?
But the
It was more of a
battle
black and
still
Mexican on the West
come
Coast.
the
But when
the
you
back
came East Coast, it wasn't that much smoke. It
right.
was
But
just,
listen, if you're going around in a circle and is having the battles, and the one person that still comes from black culture,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
that go back to slavery. What was they doing around in a circle, right? But after that long day, and one person to come and sing and they clap. So that's that's something we proof is in our DNA. It always happened. Now, I thought it was a beautiful thing when the Puerto Ricans did get in on it, right? And then again, it's not even a thought. We are still giving them their props. I don't have a problem with Crazy Legs, right? I don't have a problem with no part that they, but to say that they created it, no, you was a part of none of that creation because all we did was play our parents' music, right? That wasn't y'all parents' music. It was our parents' music, right? That's what we didn't have shit yet. This is the inception. We didn't have a damn thing. That was our that I didn't see you bring no South Surf songs out there for us to cut the fuck up. That was American blacks. Parties was whatever our parents' music was and our grandparents' music is, depending on your age. That was the music. So this they try to say disco don't play a part, but yes, disco plays a part. Brooklyn playing means it still plays a part, right? So again, for them to say, "Hey, let's rock with each other," I thought it was a beautiful thing. I did not know it was so much hatred. Now I see how much hatred. I mean, I knew.
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you remember a club called the Castle?
Um, I've heard of it, but I have never been there.
The Castle.
I've heard of it, but have not been there.
Okay. Now, when you went into that club, it was predominantly Puerto Ricans and blacks, right? Now, when you went to, I know you heard of Latin Quarters,
Mm-hmm.
right? Latin Quarters. You go in there, it's all Spanish,
Latin
right?
culture, well, yeah.
The Latin Quarters, right? So it was spots for them to go, but they didn't go. They came, the Puerto Ricans wanted to mix and mingle with the blacks. So they went to the Castle. They went, you know, to them spots, the Burning Spear. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, the Burning Spear. Damn, I'm showing my age. But, back in them
You
days,
got to though.
back in them days, that was back when hip hop was at its height. The DJs got more respect than the actual
Well,
rapper.
yeah, because it wasn't rap. That's why I said they was taking our parents' records, right? So
Of course.
of course, in the creation, a Hispanic person is not going to take out our records, and you know what I'm saying.
So
But that
basically what I'm saying is if you asking for a bite of the apple, you don't get 50-50 because you came in asking if you can have a bite.
right
So how you get 50-50 when you asked for a bite? It was already ours, but you said, "Can I have a bite?" And then all of a sudden we give you a bite and now it's 50-50. That's not how that works.
now, far as the difference of the Bronx, I want to speak upon the differences now. The differences between the Bronx and Harlem. What would be the different? Like I can name the differences here. What would be the differences of y'all style, their style? Like what made y'all different? Because remember, y'all the ones put hip hop on the fucking map. Like if Harlem
Well,
didn't step in, rap would not. The hip hop would be done. If Harlem did not step, yeah, you got to give Harlem their props, baby. I hear
well,
you
I'm
giving them
I'm
their
I'm, I'm gonna
props,
tell you
but you
why.
got to
I'm
give
gonna tell you
Harlem
what it
their
is.
damn props.
I'm gonna tell you what it is because we put ourselves up on quality, not quantity. If that makes sense, we put out quality music, not at an abundance. We didn't just throw it out there. We put something with quality, something that was put a stink in the room. Something that's going to sit in the walls. Like when you smoke in your house, that smoke don't go nowhere. Just because you don't see the smoke is in the walls.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's the same thing. We left that stink on it. We put that stink on it. We put out quality music as opposed to quantity.
So
And
how
we
was it?
had style,
Right.
flash,
Mm-hmm.
money. Black men had more money than you could imagine back in those days. Took care of their black women. Didn't have to worry about their hair, nails, or nothing. Clothes, nothing. You came to Harlem and met a man, you met a gem. You got you something. My man is from Harlem. And women used to pride themselves on saying that because they knew we prided ourselves on showing off and showing our, basically putting our women up. And look at my woman. She got the bamboo earring. She got the new purse. We would do that. You know, that
Yeah,
shit
because
Harlem
Curtis
motherfucker.
Blow was not dressed like how they were dressed. Curtis Blow, remember, only reason why I'm saying him because he put it on the map. He put hip hop on the map, right? So yeah, y'all was at
Well,
parties.
I think he was what, the first one to go platinum or something, or
Go
go
first one to go gold.
gold. There it
And he
goes.
the first one that got a commercial, the Sprite commercial. He was technically Curtis Blow was the first for everything, far as hip hop, which nobody speaks upon. Remember, uh LL was following him, Run DMC following him, right? He is technically the one that brought the boroughs together, but people don't speak upon that neither. And people like the Bronx. Well, name me a Bronx artist then. Name me the Bronx artist that put hip hop on the map. I will fucking wait. I'm still waiting.
You say name the Bronx artist that what?
Put hip hop on the map. I will wait.
I mean, you really serious about that?
Yeah.
African Bambaataa?
That put it on the map?
I would say so.
No, they started it, but far as the map and bringing all the boroughs together, no, African Bambaataa did not do that. Who we wasn't running up there to be around the Black Spades and none of them. We was not doing that. Queen, they didn't make Queen say, "Hey, I will fuck." That was Curtis Blow.
Yo, you just showed your age mentioning that Black Spades.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying they wasn't doing that, but what the plan is, right? Yeah, it was cool, but that still didn't stamp hip hop.
You mean it didn't do the numbers, you know what I mean? But
Not the numbers. I'm saying you got to remember, Run DMC is from Queens, right? Russell and them. Russell, once Curtis came out, that's when all the boroughs started to gather up, and it really now we start all doing the same thing, but that's the breaks, right? That's when it was passed down. Really, I'm not saying that there were not others. Yes, they were others. But the fact that we don't remember them mean that they did not put them on the map. But if you got any names, throw out the names. But I'm saying Run
you can't
DMC.
say hip hop without saying African Bambaataa though.
Hmm?
You can't say hip hop without saying African
Yeah,
Bambaataa.
I'm gonna show that tomorrow. No, I never said nothing that you can't. I said that put it on the map. They did not put it on the map where all the boroughs, like, hey, we can join each other, right? That was Curtis Blow. That was a whole entire when it came down. That was a whole entire uh a whole fucking entire gang.
Right? You could
Curtis
say that
Blow did
same
it by
thing
himself.
generationally. You could say the same thing about Slick Rick and
No,
Dougie
I'm talking
Fresh.
about in the beginning.
I know, but I'm just
They'll
saying,
be
like it
after
was
him.
different. It was different parts where people just was like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean?
But
Excuse my French.
that's still Harlem though.
I know.
That's why I say Harlem. People want to remove Harlem because even the book that we had
You
our
can't
debate.
remove Harlem. There's no
Right,
way.
but where is the mention of it?
You said, "Where's the mention of it?"
Right. There's
Harlem
no
is always mentioned. We get too much mentioning.
no. I'm
We
talking
get
about
too much
why people don't know Curtis Blow. Then they don't know. Y'all don't. Yes,
because
y'all
they
don't.
aged out of that. Like they aged out
So
of it.
then we need to age their asses out too, because yeah, y'all was doing that, but the other brothers
That's
was
like
not on
saying.
to it.
That's like saying, how
What
come
you
they don't
mean?
use beepers no more? Why they
For
ain't using
what?
beepers? They don't use beepers no
They
more.
have to come in.
You
I
know,
knew that they was
these
not the
people don't
mailman.
remember when
It was
TV.
the mailman came.
But hold on, these people don't remember when TV used to go off.
Nothing ain't there, but go ahead.
They don't remember when TV used to go off, when the American flag would show up and there was no more TV for the night. These kids don't remember that.
I don't remember even. I'm joking. I'm joking. But I'm saying far as history, right? We're talking about the history. Now what the history is, right? It's even um shit. I talk about, and nobody talks about the thing that really saved hip hop, right? Was it? Remember, we had our DJ Flowers, which people don't bring up. Not DJ Flowers, excuse me, Grandmaster Flowers, which will predate Grandmaster Flash, which Grandmaster Flash got the name Grandmaster from Grandmaster Flower Brooklyn. Oh yeah, you ask me, Brooklyn really put it
But
on the
as
map.
time, but
Y'all
as
slide.
time went on,
We'll let y'all
but as
slide.
but as time went on, he got overshadowed by DJ Brucey B.
Yeah, but his name should be brought up too. But like
Brucey
I said,
B was Harlem all day. My main man. Like he was shouting out all the drug dealers when they walked in the club. You know?
now again, even with the Grandmaster, that again that will predate Grandmaster Flash. But they all the thing is they all every borough bought something, right? They bought something. So we can't just keep it in Harlem because we got fucking party receipts too, right?
Yeah, but when Harlem showed up, everybody was looking at the sneakers, the clothes.
That
They
is
were looking
correct.
they were looking at their fashion. They were like,
Hip
hold
hop
up, we gotta
got
be
a
more like
style.
them.
Hip hop got their style from Harlem, which would be correct. Hip hop got their style from because everybody that hip hop got their style from Harlem. Every borough did things differently because again, in the inception of hip hop, we were not around each other. It was not on the radio, right? Bronx people were not coming to Brooklyn. They're like, fuck that shit. Nope, 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 nope. I got so tired of going uptown because they would not come to Brooklyn, right? They like, we ain't trying to get shot, right?
Like
But
like when
you know,
KRS One dropped his joint, he didn't say Harlem keeps on making it and Brooklyn keeps on taking it. He said Manhattan keeps on making it and Brooklyn. He knew better than to say Harlem. He knew better.
but see, he's full of shit too because he promotes the Bronx. I tell people but if you listen to his music, nigga, you could tell you straight from Brooklyn. What is that?
Who KRS-One?
Yeah,
He's from the South Bronx.
he's from Brooklyn.
He
Listen
was
to his
probably
music.
born there, but he's
He
from
was
the South
there.
Bronx.
No. He was already grown when he got to the South Bronx. When he had to go. Okay,
Now, if you talking
let's not
from a
do that. Let's not do
now,
that.
if you talking
But
from if
his
you
influence, his influences is Brooklyn. It's in his music, right? If you listen to his music, all of that is Brooklyn, right? All his influences is Brooklyn. Just like
nah, that's
listen
all
to his
right. Look,
music, it's in
all
there.
right, hold on. That's like saying somebody from 233rd and White Plains is from Brooklyn. They're Jamaicans up there, but they from 233rd in White
He
Plains.
his
They're not from Brooklyn. They'll tell
no
you quickly. I'm a
no if
Jamaican from
no
233rd. All
no
right.
if he would have just okay, I would let that rock if we was talking about Nas, right? If we're talking about Nas, what you say will be true, right? Nas is also from Brooklyn, right? But as a youngster, he moved to Queens. But he's still a Brooklynite. He had that Brooklyn water first. Now, KRS-One will be different because he didn't move to Harlem or the Bronx until he was already grown, damn near grown. So his influences will be Brooklyn. His childhood is Brooklyn. All the sounds that he's hearing first is coming from Brooklyn. That's why if you listen to most of his songs, you hear the Brooklyn in him. The Brooklyn is written all in his song if you listen to it. Now, Nas, I can say, okay, yeah, you're right.
Now you hearing that West Indian shit. You hearing that
Right. Because
that's that Lot of Mercy. That's what that
right.
is. That
Because
ain't nothing
he's
but that.
born. Right.
But
He's
not everybody that's Jamaican is from Brooklyn, though.
I know, but being that he is and he lived damn near in Flatbush where they're at, it will go. You would kind of think that's where he heard it from, right? It fits. He's in Brooklyn, they're Flatbush. He's around the Jamaicans, right? But Jamaicans, I would say we didn't put nothing of the Puerto Ricans in our music, but we did. We did. That we get the boo. That would be Jamaican, right? Certain things we did take certain lingos, even from Latoya, Latoya, from even at the end, you would hear a Jamaican influence. Even from when Grand Pooba first came out, when he did Sexy, you would hear the Jamaican influence. Now, at least I can say yeah with the Jamaicans. I can't say that with the Puerto Ricans. But remember, the music is still already there. But we did. Well, we took our music back because they did get reggae from us. So fuck it. We took a little
But
bit.
let me drop this.
Mhm.
Kool Herc was Jamaican.
Yeah, but his influences is black American. He didn't bring
That's
none of that influence. He didn't bring none. Remember, he was a DJ, so he was playing American music.
right.
So
But he is Jamaican, though.
all right,
Let's not get that twisted.
all right. So then, why not play your Jamaican? Why you wasn't mixing your damn Jamaican tunes then?
Yeah, well, they kind of was. That's when they came up with that.
What? What?
Broom, 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 broom. Jam on it. Jam on it. Jam on it. It had a little bit of a Jamaican twist to that.
No,
Okay.
no,
You may
no.
not think so, but
I'm
that's
gonna
my
play that
opinion.
shit right there.
Like, it was a
Yeah,
lot of.
but that would not be in the beginning. Jam on it. Let's see what year Jam on it. And I think Jam on it. That's a Brooklyn song by the Nucleus, right? Let's see. I think Brooklyn Nights did that. That's be my shit. But
What year did that come out?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Curiosity killed the cat, but
Yeah,
satisfaction brought
Nucleus.
it
Like
back.
I said, that's Brooklyn, 1984. Stop playing with me. That was again. These are Brooklyn artists. I'm gonna do it. I got a interview with the guys from Nucleus. I ain't got it. What I got an interview, but them are Brooklyn cats. It still go back to what I'm saying. Still ain't Kool Herc. That's Brooklyn. Now, even though y'all put it on the map, we the ones who made sure the world. Brooklyn had to sit up there and say, "Let me take this shit over." God damn it, Brooklyn and Queens say, "Fuck that shit." Right? That's even if you look at the whole Wu-Tang, right? We got 4 members out of Brooklyn. 4 members is out of Brooklyn. That'd be the RZA, the Jizza. We already know Dirty Old Bastard. But people don't know Raekwon from Brooklyn too, right? Right there, East New York, right? So technically, half of Brooklyn, I mean half of Wu-Tang Clan actually is Brooklyn.
Well, that's a fact.
They're not even Shaolin. They Brooklyn then. Right? They Brooklyn, not Shaolin. Brooklyn.
Well, you gotta take in consideration when they were born, right? When that age group was born, it was rare that black people lived in Staten Island.
Right. But
So
it doesn't help that.
they were the first ones that broke. Well, not really,
But a
because you have
second.
Frank
Right.
Matthews. You have Frank Matthews that broke the barrier back in what, 1971, 72. He brought property right next to one of the mafia bosses.
What you call it? Put them on the map. The Force MDs put Staten Island on the map, not as singers. Remember, they were rappers first. People forget Force MDs were rappers first. Then They became
Yeah.
seniors. But they are the original ones who put Staten Island on the map, right? But again, we all have different experiences, right? We all got different experience. Cause back in them days, it wasn't like it was companies yet. It wasn't no companies. It wasn't no TV. Wasn't no video. Hip hop was really like word of mouth, and a lot of things that people got here they did not get there. And it's not just that's like you got them in the Bronx. Same thing happened in every borough. You even got different sections arguing which section. Nah, nigga. Even in different sections, you were doing different things, right? Because let's say, if you in the style, you wasn't hanging out with the people in Coney Island, right? They everybody in New York was doing their own thing in the inception, right? So then each borough was doing it their own way until, like I said, until Curtis Borough, in my opinion, other people could have done it, but if they done it, then it must not been big that we don't know. But to Curtis Blow, then we got the Russells. Remember, they all came around with Curtis Blow, even though it was artists before Curtis Blow. Yes, there was, and it was artists before him, but him and Kumo D, they did their thing, right? Like wouldn't be even with the battle rap, right? That's Manhattan, the lyricism, Manhattan. Kumo D did all of that. People don't want to give him his credit, but Manhattan was doing that shit. A lot of these babies that we have now, them were Kumo D babies. Them not Bronx babies. Bronx was not, like I said, there. Even if we just say, okay, Bambaataa, okay. Now again, that is a whole group of people. You still ain't named me the artist.
But
Like
where's the Treacherous Three from?
Harlem.
Right. So, I'm not advocating for the Bronx. I'm from Harlem. Like, you
Right,
know,
but I think Harlem got to be on the map. I think that is Harlem should not be left out, and Brooklyn should be left out. I don't think it should be all about the Bronx. That's just how I feel. And then that would debunk a lot of lies. It would debunk a lot of lies. Was y'all
I just
sitting
think that
around? Was y'all
I just
sitting
think that the
around?
Bronx at the time had a lot more to say because they were going through a lot more at
We
that
went through the
time.
same shit.
No, just listen. Like, shit was being burnt down. The
So was
motherfuckers
in
had something to
Brooklyn.
say, but they had
So
something to
did
say.
we. Again, this is where the miscommunication come from. Being that we're not in each other boroughs, so was East New York being burnt the fuck down. Our shit look the same. We had a lot to say too. All of us had a lot to say, not just the Bronx. In that case, why was y'all different than the Bronx? Y'all had shit to say too, and y'all did it y'all way. Every borough did it their own way. Matter of fact, we was having it worse. That's why Brooklyn's so damn aggressive. We put that aggression, even though Kumo D had that too, but we put that aggression up in there, Brooklyn and Queens, because we was going through more shit. We was going through so much shit. Nick, y'all didn't even want to come to Brooklyn. See, these are the things that need to be talked about. Each borough need to tell their experience. It's not just one experience. It's 5 different boroughs that have experiences. You need somebody from Staten Island to tell their experience also. You can't just keep leaving us out of everything when we all bought something.
Where are you from originally? You from the Bronx, right?
Now I'm from Brooklyn,
Oh, okay, all right.
but all the family is uptown.
Oh, they uptown in Harlem in the
So
Bronx.
you would have thought, yeah, come on, I was a grandma's baby. I tell you, Drew Hamilton Projects right there, right? All my family
Yeah,
was all
shout
around
out
there,
to Tracy
and then
Towers, man.
and then,
Shout out to Tracy Towers.
and then and then my aunts and them the ones after they got older, a little older, and started having kids and stuff, they moved to the Bronx. So now we all up in Manhattan in the Bronx, right? But they all started from Brooklyn, right? But you wouldn't you couldn't tell them they all Bronx, but either who. So being that my mama stayed in Brooklyn, but so that's why I got a taste of the Bronx, I got a taste of Manhattan, and I got a taste of Brooklyn because everybody uptown, everybody's uptown. So I've seen the differences. Now, I may not remember, but I don't remember spray paint all over in Harlem. I don't remember everybody going around their fucking heads and shit in Harlem. I don't remember that in Brooklyn neither.
That's because in Harlem they didn't tolerate that.
Thank you. Say that that's the point that I'm saying. So it cannot be an element that to give you this 25% that you're looking for when everybody wasn't doing it. I remember standing out there dancing up down there in them PJs out there because a lot of things was done in the PJs. Just bought the speakers out there, and then up down there on Edgecombe.
I tell you this.
Right?
I tell you this. If Harlem was having a block party,
Oh my
everybody
God,
came
the
from
best,
everywhere.
the best. And that's
If Harlem
my
was having,
childhood right there.
if Harlem was having anything, you knew it would be fashionable. You knew you would learn something that day. You would try to do something new. You learned a new hairstyle. You all of that shit. A new
Man,
haircut.
man, the memories, all the
The
good
the
memories.
first the first ones. Let me drop this. The first ones to rock a Gumby was somebody from Harlem. The first ones to rock a flat top was somebody from Harlem. The first ones to wear a Jerry curl, but we ain't gonna say that's from Harlem because the dude from down south created it.
But all of our stuff actually, we're not gonna forget we all migrated from down south.
Or how about the half
that's
moon? How about the half moon inside your haircut? That was from Harlem.
that'd be a man's thing, but I remember. Yeah, but yeah, we cannot forget that a lot of hip hop it does come from the migration from the people from down south. I gotta give them their props too, right?
You have to because that's
like the
why it's
move.
called. You have to. That's why it's called the Harlem Renaissance. That's why you say the Harlem Renaissance started in 1922.
Yeah, yeah.
I know my dates, and one thing about Harlem that I appreciate, they taught us Black history.
Yeah.
They taught that. They did not shy
Yeah.
away from Black history. They taught you what a black man was and what he stood for. We got streets named, Adam Clayton Powell Jr.
Yeah.
Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got, you know what I'm saying? We got those. You know what I'm saying? So we been knew who we were.
Yeah.
We knew who we was.
The Cotton Club was right up there. What it was, 125th over there on
Harlem has never been at a decline. We've always been at an incline.
That was by the 1 train, right? The Cotton Club, right? That was by the 1 train on the east side of Manhattan. Cotton Club.
No. The Cotton Club was on the west side. It's
on
right
the
over there
side, by the 1 train.
Right, the 1 and the 2.
You know what I meant. God damn it! Stop playing with me.
That's right. Yeah. The 2 used to run over there back in the days. It don't run over there.
Got me all
the 1 and the 9.
West, damn it.
Yeah, the 1 and the 9 runs over there. Yeah, the 1 and the 9.
So they had the Cotton Club. I mean, they had so much stuff. That's what I was trying to say. When hip hop first came out, it was a lot of things going on. So it didn't even catch yet. It was a lot of other things.
You wanted to get you wanted to get you a nice suit, a beaver hat, a stingy brim Stetson, you go to Harlem. You wanted to get you a Zook suit back in the days, Harlem.
And if you wanted to get robbed with it on, come to Brooklyn.
Right. But you remember the Zook suits
That's fucked
back
up.
in the days? The Zook
Yeah.
suits?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With the big feathers in their hats? Come on,
Uh-huh.
man.
And then
Come on, man.
a lot of the slang, like even with the rap patterns, again, that would still be Harlem, right? Because Harlem had that. I'm not gonna call y'all pimps or nothing, but y'all still had that type of slang, like
Just a
yeah,
trendsetter. That's all they are,
but
trendsetters.
you know what I mean. They had that when they always talked. They had like a little rap to them, even before rap. That's why I said it was already being done. It just didn't have a name. That's the point that I'm making. It was already being done. It just didn't have a name. That's
Why do
why.
you why do you think back in the days when a woman wanted to brag to another man, she'll tell him, "My man is from Harlem." It meant something. That meant that man has standards, class, style. He knows how to treat a woman. He knows how to set out the red carpet. She don't have to pay for dinner. We set that tone. No, we set that tone.
And y'all was good with
We
that
set
pen
that
too.
tone. A woman don't have to reach in her motherfucking purse when you in Harlem. No. First of all, you got to have money to even live there. Even back then.
Even in the PJs.
Even back then,
Hmm.
you had to have money.
But
And
it's so
those are
much
back in the days.
history.
Those are back in the days. If you didn't have the proper shit on, you got laughed at. You think of Harlem?
Yeah, I see Cam and May still keeping up. They still promoting hard up to the fullest, right? I give it to them. You can't take that from them. They're gonna
You got
represent
laughed at,
Harlem
man.
till they can't no more. Yes. And I remember them snapping that. Ooh, child. I remember them days. I went and got my clothes from
Where you
Harlem
think where
and
you
then
think the
ran
term
back to
came from?
Brooklyn.
Where you think the term came from? Pull your shoes up. That's when you wore high waters. You remember high waters?
Yeah, but I don't remember them saying pull your shoes up. But now I get it because you got the high waters. That's terrible. But yeah, but it's just so much culture that comes. A lot of music, a lot of culture, a lot of creations came out of Harlem, and that goes all over. Right? Again, I ain't gonna forget our southern grandmothers and grandfathers or whatever, right? Because I remember back when we used to do certain dances, they we used to do that, but they had different names for it. So we always copied them. We always copied them, but we just didn't. Yeah, And then you think it did? You had that. You had the spades. You had the dice, right? You had the dice. Yeah, we had good times. All my good times. I That's why it's so hard for me to come to Harlem. Now, yeah, they had that swag, baby. That's why it's so hard for me to because like my grandmother and them has passed away, and that a lot of my childhood memories are there. So it's really hard for me to go to Harlem now, even though they gentrified it, so that pissed me off. Everything now they got fucking Whole Foods and shit. And I'm like, what fucking man, get this damn Whole Food out of Harlem. Damn it. Like they changed like the whole aura in Harlem. It has changed a lot. So I'm like, mm-mm. I'm like, even up there now, sometimes I be like, all the uh all the as you say, clear people, all the clear people done moved up to Harlem. They done messed that all up. I'm like, y'all always come around messing up people's history. Damn it. Messing up people's history. But tomorrow, I don't know. Well, Sunday is gonna be a hard day. But I'm gonna try. I want to show you guys how really good we are. How really good we are. I'm gonna show y'all a lot of music that came from us, right? Even though we don't have to prove nothing, but it's still good to see, right? how great we are as a people that they say have no culture. It's still good to see that. And I want you guys to see that. I want you guys to experience that. Right? So, yeah, I like to take y'all back in time just so you see how great we are. Right? How great we are as a people. Okay, my brother. I want y'all to see how great we are as a people. And I'm gonna, while he even up here, I'm gonna pull up Harlem, right? So they, even though y'all can hear us, but it's different when you can see us. I got it, Jack Jack. But I'm gonna definitely show y'all Harlem so you can see everybody went there. All the greats were there, and that would include, I know, right, Nick. We're gonna get off Buster. Buster ain't got no sense. Try to hit us with that bullshit. Mm. Hold on, let me just show y'all a little bit of this Harlem because it's on the rise. Harlem on the rise
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
because
listening to you, sugar.
that is a part of history. I believe any and everybody should learn, right?
Well, I want to say this, sugar. I want to say I appreciate you having me up. I really want to say that. I really appreciate you having me up.
I appreciate you coming up here because I didn't know about some of them DJs, and I'm damn sure gonna look them up.
I know you ain't talking about Brucey B. You know about Brucey B.
No,
You ain't never heard of Brucey B?
no,
You ever watched Paid in Full?
yeah,
All right. You know the dude that was like, my main man, Alpo, my main man, Rich Porter. And he was the DJ in the back saying all the drug dealers' names?
no.
Oh,
That would be Brucey
wow.
B. That's what I'm saying. This is where I ask people to come up. That's why I said, why I got
But look, but that was in 85 though. You you
that
know what I'm
don't mean I
saying?
remember him. No, but don't worry. We're
That was
gonna get to
85.
Brucey.
Those were kids you were telling, get in the house. Say, get in the house. You know what I mean? Like we go further back than that. We go further back, you know? We go back to, way further back than that. Forever mine. That was on the radio.
Oh, cause
Yeah,
you're one of a
we go back to,
kind.
right. It's different, you know. That was back when light skinned niggas was out. You know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Is this really your real phone number? Are you really gonna call? That was back in them days. We go back, come on, man. They
Oh,
don't know about that though.
The Mart.
Right.
Why? Cause I
Turn
just saw
down.
it while I was looking. Remember, I said it was the three stores. It was the Mart. It was the movie theater, and it was the Apollo.
Yeah, and the Jerry curl. For real. You ain't sitting
I'm
on my
not
couch,
talking about
motherfucker. Sitting on my couch. That was back when,
I'm
hey,
trying
hey,
to
hey, hey, hey,
find
tell Jerome
something.
don't sit on my couch.
I'm trying to find something that's not gonna get me a copyright strike. So just give me a second.
Take your time. That's what we're here for. You know, we're
I
here for you to take your time. We're here for
not
your time.
I gotta get up in the morning, right? But I just try to find something that I ain't gonna get a copyright strike for. I don't Lord knows I don't need that. They got a lot of good ones on here.
Word. I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby, before I
Because
leave
I need you
tonight?
tonight.
Come on. Like, that's when shit was good. You
Baby,
take the kids to the
I
pool.
know you
You know what I
want
mean?
me.
I
What I
remember my mother
prefer
giving me
over
sandwiches. We go to the
numbers.
beach. That was back when music was good and they looked out for the kids. You
Mm-hmm.
saw something go crazy. A man you didn't even know will fuck you up if you did something to a kid. You know what I mean? You don't even know that
Okay.
man from a can of paint. Yeah, he fuck you up right there on the train. Fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? It was you smack your woman or some shit. 2, 3 guys get on your ass back in them days. Not
Yeah,
now.
I remember. Oh, I remember. I don't know if they knew I was from Brooklyn or what, but I know my little cousin started some shit, right? So they don't want to call the people from Drew Hamilton 141st, 142nd, and 143rd. God damn it.
Man.
I don't know how I got out of that. But I'm like, I got to fight everybody. I was ready to get ready to fight every
It's cool.
goddamn body.
It,
They must have they
it,
must have smelled that Brooklyn in me because I don't know how. Till today I got out of that shit.
hey,
You
sure.
can't,
Hey, sure.
you can't
Hey,
tell me there
sure.
ain't no God. But go ahead, my brother.
I'd be lying if I said that. He's done too much for me. You better get out of his way when he's doing work. Shoot.
Oh man. Now
Man,
look,
don't get me started on what God has done for me. Please, man.
baby,
God,
baby,
don't get me
baby.
started on his
We
works.
gon' yeah, we gonna talk about
See,
that.
that's a
Now
whole
listen,
nother channel. That's a whole nother channel. Whole nother channel. We
another
gotta,
show.
yeah.
Now look, yeah,
You
I
gotta
got it.
get you a throwaway channel for that kind of talk.
No, we gonna talk about it. 'Cause I like to hear things that men been through because what happens
Come on, you
is
talking about testimonies?
because see what happens is that
Testimonies?
I have a lot of women that
Yeah.
have testimony, but I'm an equal channel, right? I'm not. It's just that it may look like it's for men, but it's really for women, but it's not. It's just
But
that
the
I need
thing
more
is,
men to talk about it, right? You don't have to
see,
talk
but the
about
thing is,
everything,
it's
but
not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It might be too much for some people.
no,
You see what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
Like
Women
because
tell their
with,
stories. It's
with,
never enough.
oh
But
yeah,
listen,
a woman gonna
but,
tell her story and she's allowed.
we equal opportunity, and I want men to be allowed too.
But that goes with that comes with a lot of different things, different variables to that. I keep using that word tonight. Excuse me, that must be a popular word, but it's different variables to that.
Gotta
You
be
know,
on them, right? The thing is,
an outspoken man, like I said earlier, on another channel that we were on, I said confidence can be easily mistaken for arrogance.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Easily. It's just like love and pain. It's right next door, paper thin. You know what I mean? So you could be in love or you could be in pain in an instant. Like that's just how that happens.
Love
Just
and
drop of a
hate.
hat. Now you in
Mhm.
love, now you in pain, right?
It's a thin line, right?
Hello. Hello. I didn't want to use that line. That's too cliche. But you know
I
what I'm saying?
know what it's.
I was trying to avoid using that one,
I
but
know,
thank
but
you for thank
you forced it
hello,
around
thank
to
you
me
for
lately.
right. That's why I fuck with you because you gonna say what I don't want to say. Oh, as a man, I can't say because it comes off differently. Or people may say, he's like this or like that. But when you have a woman that can compliment you in that way and say, look, this is what he's trying to say. But he knew if he said it that way, it wouldn't be delivered correctly.
It's the
You know what I'm saying?
thing
And you just
that
caught,
you love everything.
yeah, it's a thin line. I mean, and one thing I did want to say, self-preservation is the first law of nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to be self-preservated. That's why when you get on the airplane, they tell you to strap yourself and put that stuff over you first, then tend to your child. Because if you're not all right, you can't take care of anybody else. Period. Period. If you're not all right, you can't take care of somebody else. You can't. So that's why they say self-preservation is the first law of nature, right? Some people don't get the picture until they see the flash, meaning until it's already done. It's already done. Now you got the picture. But that's wisdom. That comes, you have to have bumps, bruises. And that's why they have a word called testimonies. Because you have to have been through something to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You have to have been through something
But see,
to go
I
somewhere.
used to think that the testimony, yeah. But this just rock the bells, and Lord, I'm gonna hate to remove this video, right? Because rock the bells, I know they are a strikeable channel, but again, even with Cass, right? They stole his raps, and here we got shit. Then we got Sugar Hill. Now, the bad part about that is people always want to argue with me. I'm like, listen, this kid, I got receipts. Stop, right? Stop, because well, my thing is, it's not. I believe everybody's story is valid because we all lived in different boroughs. Just like in Cali, like Long Beach, Long Beach and Compton will have two different experiences, right?
Absolutely.
They both
To an
they have
extreme,
and
too. To an
right
extreme, because I've been out there.
and let
Yeah.
And Cali itself is a big state. So North Cali, South, it will be different, but we're speaking upon somewhere around the same thing. So I don't have to agree with everything you guys say because we all in the same time thing. We all there. So I don't have to keep just praise y'all like the fuck we wasn't doing nothing, right? But Cass, another I think he's from the Bronx though. But again, if we want to speak the truth, if we talking about rappers delight and so if we want to say it like that, then Jersey put hip hop on the map, right? Because they born in Jersey, so that would take and I bet thank Curtis Blow for bringing it back, right? Even though they took this man's rhymes right here, they stole his rhymes, and they didn't even change it, right? And they didn't even change it. I'm gonna skip through a lot of this to maybe try to avoid the copyright strike, but let's check this out.
Presenting Rock the Bells Radio. It's Hip Hop History Month.
On the project, we all decided to go to a crew working fair. The first place we went to was the Twilight Zone. I caught the bug, the rest is history.
Facts. Your story mirrors mine and many others. We kept hearing that hurt. And it's different for people in different maybe parts of the borough or
you see that? It's different it may be different for people that's parts in different parts of the boroughs. I just said that. But go ahead, Cass.
parts of the city. But for most of the early founders of hip hop, that's the name that echoed in our heads.
See? But that's the name that echoed. But it was different for every borough. You heard my man just said it right there. Go ahead, Cass. Yeah. And his nephew started a whole different Red Alert nephew started a whole different genre in hip hop.
Hey, yo, shout out to Sugar Hill in Harlem, man. Shout out to Sugar Hill. I don't know if you
No
know what
shit,
that is.
But Sugar Hill is still born in Jersey. But they took his they took his rhymes though. God, I think only one of them wrote their own rhyme. But my man took it, didn't even change it, didn't even know he's in the song, but didn't realize it. But it's okay.
And that's where we gravitate.
That was about word of mouth for flyers.
So let's talk about the radio. I mean, you kind of graduated from.
I gotta
as a DJ.
fast forward.
Time period when it's going, like I say, every generation, here comes the next set of people that start making music. And you know, you had it being I know that Mr. Magic had just some kind of disrespect to when we got in touch with them on their different thing. They got mad, so then we got into another label, and for $50 I heard one tape, they went ahead and made South Bronx. One tape, $50.
One take, $50. Like it's $50 an hour for the studio,
A
right?
lot of money at that time.
You go in there and do that shit in one take.
A lot of money at
and
that
it winds
time.
up being South Bronx, like the Bronx anthem. Okay, and sparked off the wars between the bridge wars, they call it.
Radio wars, the bridge wars.
Exactly,
Yeah,
between KRS-One and MC Shan. Salute to MC Shan. We'll be talking to you
We love you, Shan.
when we get to Queens. Oh, okay. But that was phenomenal. It's right commercial. That's my man. That's my man. To ourselves and to what we were doing around us. We had alliances, but I didn't know everything about you. You didn't know everything about me. But I'm finding out more and more, and I can't be more impressed. I'm glad that I'm cool with this dude because he's a real G. Just beyond him being a cool cat on occasions that we met. I know a little bit about your history as far as the Fantasy 3, but because of our interview, I learned a lot more. So let's talk about your influence over a few key individuals in hip hop, particularly LL Cool J, which we talked about.
That was my dude. But first of all, these guys are my influence. Mighty Mike C, Pass Crew. I can't stand you, man. That's my man. That's my man. Rayvon, Johnny Rock. We did when I was just a solo MC, you know what I mean? And I was going around the places. There was a spot called Joe Grant. And that's where Rayvon and Johnny Rock, I saw them first met them. And it was like, they're doing, Rayvon, microphone, and Johnny Rock. Sound familiar? Anyway, so they were doing their thing, and man, the Phillies, I saw them when they were young. They were young guys.
Now remember, these are Harlem cats, because as you see, it says Harlem Edition. So these is a lot of names too. I'm glad they bringing out them your Harlem boys.
All right. When you get a minute, I want you to do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
I want you to look up, and it's going to be far-fetched, but the first Puerto Rican rapper. I want you to look him up.
I've seen them.
No. The first Puerto Rican rapper. I just want you to look that person up. Trash. But, you know what I mean?
But I seen it, and who was around? A bunch of black people. A bunch of black people. Because they couldn't, it wasn't what it was music, right? Moves your body. But far as holding that mic and stuff like that, it was never their culture, right?
Right.
So they had to learn how to hold the mic. They had to learn how to rock the party, right? Because dancing is not, you can't put dancing on the records, right? You can't.
That's a fact.
Right. You can't put dancing on the radio waves, right? Can't put dancing on the tape, right?
Why would you want recognition for being a background dancer?
That everybody didn't see, right? Everybody didn't see, but just
why would you want somebody to shout you out for being a back dance? Come on, that's laughable.
Element. I'm like, no, no. But again, it's not their culture to remember. They're used to how they do it. Like they sing. Salsa is singing, merengue is singing. their body moves a different type of way, right? Like, if you hear them. But so now they got to get used. They have to learn culturally how we say stuff, right? Because they are now removing their slang and removing what they're saying and saying what we are saying now, right? And it's not their culture. They had to learn that part. That's why it wasn't that many uh pure Hispanic. I'm not going to say people who does not have Hispanic blood in them, right? It's a big difference depending on your household. But a lot of them grew up in their black household, and if they grew up with their Spanish household, then they wanted to they still connected like to their cousins or whatever, right? And it's still in their blood, right? But
Right.
it
I
was
mean, you could be Puerto Rican by injection. You know what I'm saying? Or you could be black by injection. That's what they call it. You know,
right,
so they feel like, oh, I got, kids that are both, like myself. I'm black and Puerto Rican. So you
right.
may have, let's say my father was like, I could speak and I could, disrespect this culture. And no, that's not how that works. You know what I mean? That's not how my family worked. They were just like, look, we're a family, and this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? My father had a lot of direction on where things went and things like that, but my mother just followed suit. You know what I mean? Like, she trusted that man, and he was a man that could be trusted. So, I wouldn't, basically not to go away from the conversation, but I wouldn't do anything different than what he did. Because
So who
my
was
mother was
Hispanic?
loved.
Your mother or your father?
My father was Puerto Rican.
All right.
My
Your mother
mom's
was black.
black. Yeah.
But okay, now we got you. So again, in the household, you be hearing both, right? So which is still, you could still feel the difference, right? You knew when you heard your mama's music, your body went a certain way. When you heard your father's music, your body went a certain way. But it's not the same,
See,
right?
you gotta understand. My father didn't listen to like that much Spanish music, like at
Oh,
all.
but
It was
when
limited.
I
Like
know
my
you did
father listened
sometime.
very, very seldom. Like you might hear like what's her name?
I like the
Uh,
Hector Lavoe,
no,
but
hold on. You might
uh,
hear what's that lady from
Celia
Cuba?
Cruz,
Yeah, you might hear her.
I love her
Celia
too.
Cruz every now and again. You might hear
Mm, well, I love me some Hector Lavoe. I
right.
love,
You might hear a little bit of that,
yeah.
but my dad was more on Jimi Hendrix, Bob
Oh,
Marley. You know what I
okay.
mean? He was more on that, like, he got into his little rock and roll shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rock and roll shit. So like, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't really adapt to the rock and roll shit. But then my mom's come through with the Isley brothers. My mom's come through,
Mhm.
she had 45. She had, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my mom's, they had like albums. I'm talking about crates after crates after crates of albums that they would play, you know, at any given time with the penny on top of the needle. You know what I mean?
Oh
Taking
God,
you
that got
back.
us in so much trouble. But go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I go back like, you know,
I
before there
mean,
was tape decks.
the funniest part of hip hop for us, I don't know if they would not experience this. When we all thought we was DJs and we go scratching up our mama shit, and she didn't, because she couldn't see the scratches. And the
And
next thing you
get your
know,
ass whooped.
hell, they go play it. They just skipping. And we looking like we don't know nothing, right? But that's our childhood, though,
And
right?
get your motherfucking
Hell,
ass whooped.
hell yeah.
Come on.
We
You go over there and
all
fuck
thought we
up
were
the
DJ
whispers if you
stars.
want
Yeah.
to. You go over there and fuck up the stylistics. You go
We
over there
thought
and
we was
fuck up
legends,
the
goddamn it.
right. You go over there and fuck up the
Outrageous.
Ohio players if you want to.
Outrageous shit.
Go fuck up the Ohio players
Yeah.
and the stylistics,
We
the
all was
Manhattans. Go ahead, fuck that album up. You gonna get burned.
well, we did it. Right, but we all thought this is what I'm saying. Everybody was a fucking DJ. Because first of all, that's all we played was music and out. but you couldn't tell us nothing. Boy, we was in the house. It was like, oh shit. Then the record started skipping. We put that shit right back where we got it from. The head they go play. What the hell? Why my record skipping? We act like we don't know.
Yeah,
What?
go ahead. Go ahead and fuck up. Go ahead and fuck up
Oh
Billy
man.
Ocean. Go ahead and fuck up.
Oh
Go ahead and
man.
fuck up Smokey Robinson shit. You're gonna
Mm-mm.
get cooked.
And Peebo Bryson. Oh
Go ahead and fuck up
man.
anything with Smokey.
Well, we didn't. We didn't know.
Smoke
We
your
got
ass.
we, please
And,
don't
and
fuck up.
and that was back in the days you could beat kids in the grocery store
Hell yeah. But you couldn't
without
tell us
somebody calling the police.
you could not tell us we were not all fucking these we didn't know.
Let me
We
ask you
didn't
this,
know to
Sugar Luck.
steal them fashion, but you couldn't tell us that. But we learned the hard way. But go ahead.
Let me ask you this. How many times have you been carried out of a store by your ear?
Shit. Well, I was one that first we had the look, and then we had the speech. Right? We had to speak before we go on. Yeah. So not too many times, right? Because baby, but my mother was the one. She wasn't carrying out by your ear anyway. But it didn't matter because once she stepped out that store, it was all she wrote. Right? It was all she wrote. Right? So we didn't want no. It was all she wrote. Right? Back then they did not spare nothing. You got your ass full. They didn't spare anything.
Oh, she said the extension cord. Want me to tell you how you know your mother?
Not at the store.
No, she said with the extension. I had an extension cord whooping.
Mm,
You better believe it.
mm.
She fold that
But
motherfucker up and
but
whale your ass
actually,
out.
but
You have to
actually,
wear pants for a week.
I didn't like it. But
Who
as I
likes
got,
that?
but hold on. But as I got older, that's when the fighting and stuff came in. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you gonna do? Like I like we were brought up to take a hit, right? Because after what Mama did, what the fuck you gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? Like
No, how about this?
these kids these they can't take a hit or whatever. Like that's why we was able to fight the way we was able to fight and be friends the next day, right?
Yep.
That's why we was able to tear because shit, we was the hit didn't mean nothing. Like you gotta come with something better than that. I got hit harder than that last night. Like what you
It wasn't
doing?
just that.
What's up?
It was, look, you go downstairs and fight him or fight her, or I'm going to whoop your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So
I'm going to fuck you up. Which one do you
exactly.
want? You want that little motherfucker downstairs, or do you want me?
Hell yeah, that's why I was like,
Which
well,
one
shit,
you
I was
want,
like,
motherfucker?
let's go. Exactly. Like,
I'm
well,
going
let's go.
downstairs, motherfucker. I'm going downstairs.
Quick, right? You ain't lying.
We taking the elevator. I lived on the 5th floor. We taking the elevator down, and there was 20 motherfucking
Tell
20
me
stories
about it.
high, and I lived on the 5th floor. All right, I take the elevator down. I ain't getting whooped by my motherfucking daddy or my mom. You
Hell
fucking
no.
crazy? I'm
No,
going
I said
outside. I'm knuckling your ass down.
now these kids these days, I'm like, nigga, please. That's why I'm
Talking
like,
about bullying and shit like that.
mm-mm.
Get your kid outside. That's like, look, face your fears. They don't do that shit no more. They don't face their fears. They have people, oh, don't do that to them. That's wrong. That's wrong. No, face your fears.
Like these throw down fights and stuff like shit. And then being that we wasn't hurt or nothing, and our feelings wasn't in it because we knew we wasn't going to get in no trouble because we didn't. Mama said this or that, and then they made us be friends the next goddamn day. That mother after they done made us fight, here go our mothers calling each other, and then now we got to shake hands and shit. I'm like, that's that bullshit. But anywho,
Hey,
anywho,
Shook.
uh,
Hey, Shook. Let me tell you what I hate when I hear people talk about a switch.
mm,
My mother
oh,
got whatever she found in that motherfucking house, in that
hello,
apartment,
hello.
and whooped my motherfucking ass with it.
No,
There
I
wasn't no going
remember
outside for
we
no
went.
fucking
Well,
switch.
New York, we wasn't gonna find a switch. But I
Where, where,
remember
where,
we
where the
went.
fuck you gonna find a switch?
No, that's because they bought that shit from down south. Because I remember when I went down south, and my great grandmama talking about, well, go on and get a switch. I'm like, for who? I wish the fuck I would. You better find something in that house, because I was adamant about that, and then my cousin come following after me. I'm like, I don't know what y'all do down here, but we don't hang on with
I
y'all.
remember one time.
I'm not
I
finding
remember.
no switch for my own demise. I don't think so, buddy.
I remember. I remember one time. My mother said, "Where are all the belts?" I hid all the motherfuckers under my bed. Didn't nobody have a belt.
I remember them
Nobody. Because I
days.
was so afraid of belts. I said, I'm taking
Oh
everybody's
God.
shit.
Oh my
Everybody's shit.
God.
And that's when she got the motherfucking extension cord. You know, she found something. My legs, I had to wear motherfucking pants in the summer for a week.
Oh man. And that's why I be looking up like, but that's why I said I didn't like it. But as I got older and all the fights and stuff was taking place, like you was prepared for them hits. You knew what a hit felt like, right? You knew what it was. Like these kids don't understand what it felt like, and you got to stand there and take it. Like what you gonna do, right? So you caught them, whatever they had, you caught it. So by the time we get a certain age, it's like what you gonna do, right? Because we know what it felt like, so we had a less fear in us because we already knew what it felt like to be in pain. We knew what it felt like to get hit. We knew what it felt like to get whipped, right? So, what you gonna do if you hit me? Like, nigga, what? Right?
Yeah,
What?
my mother told me this was I was 19 years old. I'll never forget it. She told me, go and walk the dog. You know what I responded and said?
Uh oh.
I tried to be old hood and shit, you know. I
Did you
said,
forget you had a black mama?
of course, of course. I tried to be hood. I said, ain't no thing but a chicken wing on that string. And I
Oh,
turned around. She hit me in the head with a phone book. And I don't know if you know how thick a
yeah,
motherfucking New York City phone
yeah.
book is.
Of course.
Back in the days, that motherfucker was thick. You had to tell the phone book people that you didn't want your number to be public. You remember that
Yeah,
back in the day,
yeah, yeah.
right?
We just was talking about that
You had to
today.
you had to let
Right,
them
you said
know,
that.
like, I don't want my phone number inside of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it in there. But otherwise, your phone number was in there. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
She hit me in the head with that thick ass
Well, you better be
motherfucker.
lucky you
I,
didn't get hit with the phone.
yo, that
It's
phone book was
that,
so thick. I
but that
started seeing stars, man. Stars. My mother hit me in the head so fucking hard. Who you think you fucking talking to? Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on that string. My mother fucked me up, man.
she
Fucked
gave
me
you
up
a
bad.
chicken wing on the string, all right.
Right. She said, I'm not nobody from the fucking street. You don't fucking talk to me. My mother, ooh, ooh. She said, you don't talk to me. Because she's old school. My mother right now is in
Yeah,
her 80s.
that's
You don't
okay.
talk to a woman like that. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on that string. My mother said, all right. Let me turn around. Pop! Motherfucker. Fuck you think you talk. And then I wouldn't dare do nothing because I had cousins, uncles, even if they wasn't there, I was raised to never, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm,
Even react that way. You take your lick how you take your lick. These motherfucking kids nowadays, they start reacting to a woman and start hitting on a woman. You don't do that shit. That's not how you react as a man. You take your lick, you all right, no problem. You remove yourself from the situation. You don't hit a woman because you've been hit. You alive, ain't you?
mm-hmm. And you know what a hit feel like, so nobody else can hurt you out there. Nicole, we're gonna go find her right now. Where that little kid at? We're gonna go find her and we're gonna beat her up, Nicole. Where's she at? Tell her we coming, Nick, we coming. Right. And even like that's why with these agendas and stuff, I need people to understand that this is an agenda with this but this extreme black hate against women and extreme hate. It's all an agenda, right? And if we fall into it, right, we can talk about it, but we don't have to keep answering it and everything because it's an agenda. It's an agenda, right? So the people, we got to be the middle ground, right? We have to be the middle ground. We got to be the middle ground where we're going to show peace and love, right? We're going to respect the man, black man coming here. He will be respected.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
Well,
Why
find
not?
her, Nick. Find her. Don't try to save her ass now. Tell her we coming, right? So I always say that. So, and I don't like when I'm like, men, you know you're respected up in here. You know we ain't talking about you. So, but don't if you jump on that bandwagon, then stay on that bandwagon. But hell,
Listen, only a hit dog, only a
love.
hit dog's gonna holler.
Mm-hmm.
Only a hit fucking dog. If we talking about you, that's like when the pastor's up there preaching and you feel like he's talking to you, right? Right? When the pastor's up there, he's up there preaching and
Nope.
stuff like that, and you
Nope.
like, damn, he talking to me. Oh man,
Nope.
I'm well.
I done probably dozed off, but if I did, maybe that's why they hear it. Let me
You
stop.
sound like me. I've been to church from Sunday to Sunday, man. I don't. But there's times where people feel like the pastor's talking to them.
Oh
Right?
boy, I thought you said little girl. Oh Lord. No, you said little girl. He liked you, but we're gonna tear his ass up too.
Who said that?
She said, oh, I was a little girl, and this little boy beat her up every day because he was trying to get. He was trying to get in the car. You had that ass. You was bringing the boys to the yard back then, Nick. Let me find out. Nick brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than
Lord
yours.
have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
I want to finish showing this, but this is Rock the Bells.
Go ahead.
I really don't know, but I really don't feel like getting the copyright strike. But I wanted to show. I'm gonna skim through.
I was trying to save you from that, but I was trying to say because I know as long as you leave every like 5 minutes, you leave like a say something about it, you should be okay because you're leaving like
that's commentary. But the
right.
only
Like if
problem
you
with
just play it
that,
all the way out, then you got a problem. You got to stop it every now and again and leave.
no, that don't work for every video. People don't understand that. Right?
Okay.
That's fair use, but sometimes the algorithm don't pick it up, and when they could have it to where at these bigger companies where either they could strike it and make you take it down, like some will leave it'll be all up to them. Now the other ones you can fight it and say like fair use, but these bigger companies they like you can't do that with all of them. So a lot of times you got to cross your fingers, right?
Yeah. Hopefully these are Harlem. Hopefully these are real Harlem dudes that keep it on the up and up.
So I'm gonna breeze through, right? So when you breeze through, that might save you. But it's Silver Fox. You ever heard of Silver Fox? This is who they talk about.
17, right? No man, it was like Tito and them, and they were the ones that influenced me because I'm from Grant and overseas from up the block and Crazy Eddie.
Okay, Silver Fox would be the one, as he say, influenced LL Cool J. Keep telling you, it's the Harlem Brothers. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says Silver Fox unknowingly inspired LL Cool J to be a MC. Harlem on the rise.
Well, apparently you did something with that influence because you wind up influencing one of the biggest MCs slash rappers out today, LL Cool J. So, I mean,
we're going to get on that. But LL, it was like 1983. We had the a social club up the block on 134th Street, La Familia Social Club. And around the corner was CCL Records. We were based there. And we took specific records. That was what If Your Rock was on. So we blanked that out and started our own label, CCL Records. So we had an office there, and the number and everything was written on the album. So L came down, and he was, LL Cool J, young 16, and he wanted to get signed. He was going everywhere. You know what I mean? He was supposed to come down with Mikey D, but they didn't. That didn't happen. So L came down, and we do what we do. We battle right there in the record shop, and next
That was a G, yo. Ever since he was a kid, yo, he just come in your office like, yo.
He's like, what? Yo, I'm LL Cool J, man. I'm good. I want to get signed. I'm from Queens. It was all like this. Like he's hyped. Like,
look at that. LL wanted to sign with them Harlem Brothers first. You heard that history? You heard that? Okay.
And I like that because I'm hyped too. But it was like, okay, bet, man. Yeah, calm down. Let's put on something. All right, let's battle. We battling in the record shop. People doing one of these numbers like, whoa, listening, and and it was cool. But he came, I talked to my boy Chico. He didn't want to sign him, so L came down like every day. We hung out the whole summer. We went to places. I took him to Joe Grass. I took him up to
Joe Grass.
Plains. I took him everywhere. Everywhere I went, L was there.
That's the reason why. See, a lot of times influences are larger than really the audience, not the audience, but like fans of different artists really understand. I'll talk about something else a little later on. This is about you right now, but there's an instance that came up that's relative to what you were saying right there. So the song It's Your Rock. It's a classic. It's a classic. It's not a commercial classic. It's a hip hop classic, and it's been sampled.
Several times.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, to make even bigger records. Tell us a little bit about the history of you and the Fantasy 3 in that particular song.
Yeah, well, for sure, Rock. We had that was our first song. We shot it as a demo. And we was trying to shop it around, get signed like everybody else. So I guess it wasn't polished enough. It wasn't like ready for radio. So we talked to a guy who will get him, my man Chico. And Chico put some money in. We went into the studio and we started getting people to formulate, to put this together. We started with Master OC. He said, okay,
Master OC. I want y'all to hear them names as I can get it.
And the thing is, Fantasy 3, I was actually introduced to them by Devastating Tito from Fearless 4. Because I didn't know Chico, and I didn't know Charlie Rock, and I didn't know Larry. So we together, we got our thing, we put up. So now we got the record. We went to a specific label. They signed us up. We said, okay, we're gonna put you out because we're just starting out. And the record, we went everywhere. We went to Red Alert. We went to Mr. Magic.
Did Red play his shit?
I know he had to play it. Everybody played it.
I did. Okay, just check it.
That's validation.
You wasn't at the meeting then.
No. So we got Pumpkin in the All Stars, Pumpkin, and we master
Pumpkin and the All Star. You remember any of these names?
No.
Well, look at that. You're learning new names. Right? I know them names. I don't know them names, but we're gonna probably look them up.
OC and everything just started clicking. Pumpkin played the music, and everything was right. We got It's Your Rock, and we got it on the radio. Now we here, and it's like, yeah, it's your young ladies first people to start with. Yeah, we like that hardware, so and then next thing I know, the other day, a week later, 2 weeks, I'm hearing Crash Crew out there on the radio, and I'm like, I'm like,
I remember that shit, Crash Crew. I remember that song. They stole the song, but let's go.
Yeah, that's my song. It started out going yeah, and I'm like, hold on, wait.
He was like, wait, hold up.
And I started, so I got very I got belligerent with my label and everybody, and got belligerent on the radio, and it was like, we were calling each other names and this, that, the other.
early hip hop.
We friends now, man. We good now, man. We good now, man. We good now, man. But it's history, that's all. So we call each other names. You know, we had a battle in Broadway International. They dubbed it the War in '84, and we all had our battle right there. Right. We made another record, Fighters in the City, Fantasy 3. Because we were like, yo, we gonna tell them about, oh, yo. And that's when I told my boys, yo, y'all gotta have to write. I'm like, we doing Fighters in the City. We gonna talk about them. Y'all better sit down with your pens and pads and do like LL Cool J did and write.
Seen that movie before?
Yeah. So it was like, I bet you did. And you had 3 people to contend with. I only had 2. So I'm like, you know. So we did It's Your Rock, and we had our battle with the Crash Crew. It ended up in a little melee. How you say it? Intervention. You know? Okay. Yeah. So we had that going on, and it was like, you know, so we did another record with some of the Buck Stop Here. I was done with Fantasy 3. I was ready to just do another record and be out. And the Buck Stop Here was supposed to be like my single springboard. But what that do? But I learned this from my craft came from all of these guys. All of them is like with the blend of everything. I'm the hypermaniac. I'm like, yeah, man. Oh, let's, you know, I can't help it. It's love, though. Yeah, I'm a hypermaniac, and it's like.
Speaking of that, I just completed a project that I've been working on for a while. 50 OGMCs, and it kind of mirrors the K-Slate right here. Crash Crew. This is Reggie Reg, and this is G-Man. All right. I'm gonna start with you, Reg, the lead voice of the Crash Crew. Okay.
Let's go.
Tell us a little bit about the history of the Crash Crew, like origins.
All right, in 5 minutes or less, the Crash Crew start from Lincoln Projects, 135th Street.
Crash Crew start from Lincoln Project. I have family in Lincoln Projects too, right? I have family in Lincoln Projects too.
Yeah, we call that Stinking Lincoln. Over there by
the yeah. And we used to go from there. Because I ain't feel like coming back to Brooklyn. So I stay over there because Skate Key was pumping. Right? So we live in Skate Key. But but as you see, Manhattan.
Yeah, Skate Key, you talking about Arlington Avenue? Or you talking about
Arlington Avenue.
Yeah,
that
Arlington
didn't last
Avenue.
long, the new one. I'm talking about the Arlington Avenue, baby. Yes. But Stinking Lincoln, yeah. I had people that was in Stinking Lincoln. Yep. And as you see, that's where they started from. Remember, this early hip hop. People don't want to give Harlem their props because Brooklyn gonna take their props. So we ain't worrying about nobody.
But where was Arlington? Where was Arlington? In Harlem or Bronx?
The Bronx.
I
don't give a shit. It's because it was bigger than Empire in Brooklyn. But Empire, everybody wanted to go to Empire, but Skate Key just was bigger. But at that point, we not talking about early hip hop. I wasn't old enough to go there with early hip hop. And then if I was younger, it wouldn't have been. If we would have went there in the beginning of hip hop, it would not have been hip hop music that was playing. Because remember, at that point, it's all different music. Hip hop would not been the staple in the inception, so you wouldn't have been really hearing hip hop songs anyway. When I was going, that would be the 90s when I started going. Yeah, that would be probably 89, 90 when I started going to Skate Key. So hip hop was already all the way out there. But in the early times, it wouldn't have been just hip hop because it wasn't enough hip hop songs to sustain a whole entire night, right? Well, let's go.
You said you was going to hit. You was going to.
Oh, y'all sound just alike. What you say?
No, I was saying you was going into Arlington Avenue in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I might have got your number. I don't know. Word.
Nah, and just that. Well, no, I wasn't. That's what the Harlem Brothers. I was too hard for them.
Yeah, that was back then. That was back then when you had the pager number. Yo, hit me on my pager. Remember that? There was no phone numbers. There was no phone. You could give the house phone number, but your sister was like, "Yo, you tying up the line." She had her own boyfriend. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Then you had to run to the goddamn payphone and shit. I
Right.
remember
And then you had an
that.
eavesdropper. Somebody will
Uh-huh.
always pick up the phone real quiet and listen to you talk to your girlfriend. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was back in them days.
And
Let me stop reminiscing.
technically, that's where people don't understand. That's where the word 304 comes from.
See, they remember like Facebook, MySpace, and all that,
Mhm.
Black Planet. We go back in the days, way back, when it was just a chat line. Remember the chat line? Tell me you don't remember the chat line.
Chat. Of course, I remember the chat line. But
Come
304,
on,
when
we
you
was
say
on that heavy.
304, yeah, I was. Now I wasn't on there heavy, but I remember the chat line. But 304, that we call the girls 304s, that comes from the beeper, right? Because when you wanted to call a woman a hoe, right, on the beeper, when you put 304, that was the way of saying hoe, right? So that
Right.
was the letters itself, the three, the H look like a three, then it's the O, then the E, four. But that's where 304. What we call them 304. That's because of how it
The
looked
pager.
on the beeper, right? That's how it looked on the beeper.
You used to be able to say I love you and you turn it around, remember? You turned it, you remember? You turn the
I,
beeper around and it says I love you.
I don't remember them numbers, but I know you could do it too. I don't
Damn.
remember the numbers.
You don't remember that?
I remember, I don't remember the numbers.
Damn. The 7 was the L. The O was the O, of course. Right? Right? The
Well,
V
I
was the
know that,
V.
and the E was the three.
Right. Love you. I love you. The 1 was the I. And when you turn the beeper over, you can see I love you. That shit was dope. That's back when love was love. You know what I'm saying? Back when it was genuine. Like no, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
All three hang up.
Right, right. Like like back when you could stay on the phone all night. That was like that. Like who gonna fall asleep first? And then you hear her go.
And the thing is, we're not saying that everybody's married today, but it was just done differently. Like they still had the Mac on. That doesn't mean you was getting married. That don't mean whatever. But at least it was like respectful. Even if the guys did joke, but that wasn't like in the female's face, right? That was something they did on their own. But it wasn't like everything was perfect. But at least they knew how to talk to a woman and how to get a woman. That's all these little 90, the kids that was born in the 80s, that's how all their asses got here, right? And we already know hip hop did not help them because hip hop wasn't the main music. But that was that R&B motherfuckers that set us up. Maybe we got
That's a fact.
shush.
And that was back when men could take rejection.
Yeah.
Men could take rejection back in them days. Like she was like, "No, I'm good," and you moved on to the next female. You know what I mean? Now they want to hit her. They want to do things. That's bullshit to me. Be able to handle rejection. The woman doesn't want you. Move the fuck on.
And a lot of times, just like they forget we're humans. So a lot of times, a woman saying no, it was a majority of the time it had nothing to do with you. Either A, PMS, B, something else on our mind. Three, we just wasn't looking for a man. It had nothing. It wasn't like we rejected you because it had something to do with you. We don't know you, right? So how can it? Is
Right.
that like you did? I mean, some of us didn't even really look at your face to see if you look good or not. So if you didn't look good or did, we didn't know. We just kept it moving. I don't think we kept it moving.
Let
Something
me ask you a question.
that's being human.
Let me ask you a question. Do you remember the 150-foot spiral cord from the phone?
Yeah.
where you
I
had
had
to,
one.
where it had a short
Yeah,
in it.
though.
It had a
Mhm.
short in it, and you had to turn it, and you had to make it work. You remember when they had to shorten the cord?
Yes, I think we all had that damn cord.
No, we
Let's
all
just
haven't had it. There's younger people here though.
cause then unless you would have to stay in that one fucking spot.
Right. Like, oh, how about when cordless phones came out? Oh, we was definitely walking around the house now.
Oh, you gonna
But
tell
yet
us
still,
something?
you can hear other people's conversations when you walked around the wrong spot of the house.
Uh-huh.
You remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
remember that shit? And you got nosy. You was like, yo, you hear that? They don't hear that, but you hear that. You know what I mean? That was when the cordless phones first came out.
See, I remember
And
when them
then,
damn cell phones came out. That was like a mortgage. I mean, all of us couldn't get it. But that was literally, even though they had the car phones or whatever, but when them big ass dookie ass cell phones came out, the first cell phone, shit. That was that was like you had 30 60 to 30 seconds, then goodbye. But
yo, I
that
hate it. Yo, y'all
because
talking that shit down there in that chat.
that was like a mortgage per minute. That was like
Yo, I
some
hated this shit.
mortgage.
I hated this shit when that two-way came out, and you got that boop boop on the other line. You
Yeah.
time my line up. You time my line. My mother used to, man, have to whoop my ass for that. I'm talking to my girlfriend all night. That two-way came out. Fuck that. I'm ignoring that motherfucker on the other line.
I know. And besides, the such been calling me all this time, and but I was like, that was our payback. Cause once your ass got on the phone back in the days when it was one, you was la 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 la, and everybody else, So two ways. So now we answer your call, and I used to hate them damn answering services. You always had to pray with somebody gonna leave one of them answer because it was like hard for men like to. That's why I say this is why men get caught these days because men they had to cheat differently back then, and they wasn't getting caught like how it is today because it was only one house phone, right? So unless
She had to
somebody
write her
got your
number down.
number, right?
She had to write her number down. Yep.
So it wasn't like a female could find evidence, right? There was no evidence to find. You hang up the phone, you hang up the phone, right? Until they put in when the phones got sophisticated, then you could press the last number the person dialed.
You talking about star 67?
No, before that.
Oh,
But
okay.
but this when you press the last number that's dialed. And then that's if he messed up, not the last number that called and the last number you did. And then when men started realizing women was doing that, then they would just pick up the phone again and just press any old number, the couple of numbers, and just hang it up because they go by the last number dial. So they'll just put like 2 or 3 numbers up and then hang it up when they realized.
Oh, you talking about the brick phone? You talking about the gray brick phone?
I don't even remember, but all I know that's one of the things they started implementing.
I had a brick.
Then was the Star 69 and all that other stuff.
The Motorola shit.
You know what? That's the one thing I don't think I had.
I had the brick phone where you had to pull the antenna up and all that. Hell yeah.
I don't know if I had that one. No, I didn't have that one. I mean, I knew
I got caught cheating. I got caught cheating so many ways. Please. I had to break so many beepers. I was like, I ain't cheating. And I slammed the beeper down on the ground. And then find the bitch now. You know, I remember that. Throw that beeper up against that floor. Go back and buy. It was like $20, $30 back then. I break beepers left and right. Especially when they started.
I had the beeper. But when
that two-way got me in trouble. That two-way. That motherfucking two-way got me in trouble. What? Why you laughing? That
It's
motherfucking
the
two-way was a
it's the way
motherfucker,
you
man.
said it. like you want to go back and beat it up. Hey,
I throw that
when
motherfucker
I
on the
find
ground,
when I
man.
find you, I'm gonna fuck you up. You done got me in
For real,
trouble.
that motherfucking two-way got me in trouble because that's when they was able to say exactly what they wanted to say. You remember back when you can call and leave a text, like they had to type it out for you. You remember that?
Mhm. Yeah.
You say what you want to say, they had to type it out or whatever, and yeah, and they type it out, and you get the message. Oh
He said that
shit, that
two-way got
motherfucker,
me in trouble.
that shit got me in trouble, man.
No, it's the way that what way you said it. Like I'm gonna go back, fuck you up. Like you going back to find that two-way. Like remember me, you got me all that damn shit.
Yo,
Like
that
you on
shit
that
got me in
two,
hot
like you
water.
on that
Now I lost
two,
good
like
girls
you on
behind
that
two
two-way
way.
got beef, right?
Yo, you ain't never lied.
But with the beeper, I mean,
That
I
people
had
got
that.
you in trouble too. That 911,
I used to
call
put the
me back.
beeper. Yeah, I remember with the beeper. Used to have it so then the butt could start going right. Put it right in your back pocket, or you put on your boobies, right? Just so it could vibrate. Just keep it on vibrate because you don't
Yeah,
want
I
it
ain't got
to,
no
because you
boobies.
ain't want it to ring. So you put it on the vibrate, right?
I had a nightstand. That's what I had, a nightstand.
You need to put that
You
shit
know, I was
right
worried
on
about
vibrate.
batteries. I was worried about that was back when you had to have batteries. Remember?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what came out after that. Oh, them big ass cell phones, but we couldn't really afford. Well, I couldn't
It
afford
was
that
two
shit.
ways. Two ways came out.
I remember the two-way. I'm talking about them big fat, the first cell phones.
The brick phone, the gray ones, or
Yeah,
or
I know
or
what
the
you're
ones that
talking
came
about.
in your car. You remember
No, the brick
Mercedes
one,
Benz?
the
The
brick one,
Mercedes Benz.
not that one. The brick one I'm talking about. That was like a fucking mortgage. People don't understand how much it cost a minute. A
But yo,
minute.
let's go back to this. You used to have a phone in your car, right? Now they prohibit you for talking on your phone in your car.
Isn't that
You
something?
right?
Let's not forget about don't sit too close to the TV. You gonna get blind. Now they making fucking shit, putting it right on your eyes. Which one is it?
That
Which
part.
one is it? What's all them things they make look like them damn goggles? But I thought you told us not to sit close to the TV.
That part.
But now you making shit that go directly on our eyes and shit. Well, thank you kindly. I used to be looking everyone up in the yellow pages. I think when we all got bored, we did that. Because when we had nothing else to do, we damn sure was looking up numbers and shit, looking to see if the next year everybody went and snatched them damn things because they used to just drop them in the hallway. And then people used to hurry up and get them daggone books before they was gone to see that anybody changed their number. A lot of people too. I hate to say it, but that was a way of people finding family members that they didn't know about. You like, well, you find out, oh, this your sister, or this is such and such, because you last name, you look for it by the last name. And that's how a lot of men got busted too. That damn phone book.
Oh yeah, that phone book.
Yeah, that's how a lot of men got busted. That damn phone book. Because you're like, well, hold up, who is that? Well, let me try calling that person. And then come to find out, oh, your siblings, your cousins, your something. But that phone book, that's why people hurt
You,
and got
you
their
know, you
name
know,
out of that shit.
you know what else ended relationships back then? The answering machine.
That's what I was saying. You used to hope and pray, Lord, when they put in the answering machine. That's what I was just saying.
That answering
When the answering
machine.
machine came
You
out,
press that motherfucker, that could be the end of your relationship.
you'd be like,
Hey,
God,
this is Bartholomew. I had a great night last night. What the fuck is that?
oh, but
Bartholomew.
that's why I said that's the only thing the answer. So when you talking about, I said that fucking answering service used to be praying to God, Lord, please don't leave my last. Hope I get home before she do right.
Hey, this is Ricky. Look. How about this? This is Ricky. I hope you really enjoyed the steak that we had last night. I really appreciated you coming out. You know, yeah, you in trouble now. You know what I mean? That shit right there, answering machine, fuck your
Mm,
life up.
yes, it would. That's why I was like, especially too, depending on your age bracket. If you were still in school, you're like, oh Lordy, hope they didn't leave a message. That message machine was a. I'm glad they got rid of that shit. Where I mean, I'm even though it was on your phone, that's cool. But when it was for the house, shit, nobody was safe. The man, the
Yo,
woman, the
we showing
child,
our age. We
the,
showing our
the
fucking
child.
age.
The nobody was safe because either if he was cheating or for the kids if the school left a message. But either way, when it came down to that answering machine, nobody was safe. Nobody. Everybody praying to God. Oh Lordy, let's check the message. Like oh Lordy. But
And that's when the bill collectors will call you too. Remember that?
but remember the cell phone.
And we
Remember
used
in
to
the
teach the
beginning.
kids. We used to teach. They used to teach me when the bill collectors call, don't you fucking pick the fuck up. They taught me like, look, that got too many zeros in it. That's a bill collector. You know what I mean? Remember back in them days?
Yeah. But remember when the cell phones first came out? Remember when you used to get your bill? All the numbers was on the bill that you have called and coming out coming. You had
Yeah,
to
I
hurry
didn't
and
like
get the
that.
you had to
That's like
hurry
all
up
your
and get
texts
the
coming out now.
yes. You had to
That's like
hurry
all your
up and
texts
go
coming
get
out
the
now.
mail. And
Yo, I did not like that. Like when the phone numbers come out.
all them numbers coming on when you got your bill in for your cell phone. Every number you call or called, any number you picked up on came up on that phone bill, that cell phone bill.
And that's the reason. Look, and that's the reason why they go paperless now.
Yeah, after they destroyed everybody, now you want to go paperless, right?
You're going paperless now because of shit like that. I mean, people used to make so many phone calls in a month. What the fuck? Like, oh hell no! You lying? You lied. You called this person. You can see the incoming and outgoing, right?
On the phone bill. And
Yep.
you
You
just
have it.
couldn't
How
send the
about this one?
bill, right? You had to itemize the phone call.
No, listen. How about this one? You have a VAC collect call from Roger. You can accept or hang up. You remember that when they call him from jail?
Now, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a VAC collect call from
Now, but
Roger.
that got me in trouble.
Yeah.
That got me in trouble.
That's a different household, but
No, what happened was the if you had an answering service, right, and that was the problem. I didn't know people that was locked up. What happened was they had to pay for the phone calls. So if your answering service picked up and you wasn't home, the machine doesn't know that the answering service picked up, or it just thinks that you picked it up. So now that person, when they speak to you again, they will let your ass have it because you blew their whole phone call. But I don't know what they wanted us to do, so they left a message. They was very upset because they could have hung up and called back. So
no, but the thing is, when they call from prison, they be real mad. They be pissed, man. Like, and you don't accept it, and they know you home. Oh man, like I don't know if you ever experienced that, but like when you hear that you have a VAC collect call from, and then they say their name, and then right, and you don't pick it up, and they know you home. Oh, they feel neglected. They feel a certain kind of way about that.
listen, I'm not going locked up. You are, right? But I'm like, no, I'm not doing a big, and I ain't even had no man or nothing up in there. I was just, I just knew people that was up in there. Hey, no, we ain't locked up. Your ass locked up. What you gonna get mad? What you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do? Leave me? Right? Fuck. I don't know how some females.
I remember getting my ass.
Themselves.
I remember getting my ass whooped for answering the phone for my brother because he was locked up, and that was back when you had to pay every time you picked up the phone.
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know,
was saying.
Yeah, you had to pay. So when you got that collect call, ooh, mommy really had to pay for that collect call because not only are you paying for that person to talk, you're paying for you to talk too. So you got your ass extra whooped.
Get down. Down. Thank you kindly. Y'all know my pets like always have to make sure I have to say something to them. I got like I'm gonna leave y'all. I got supposed to be getting up in the morning, but I'm glad that we established that Harlem had their own style, right? They had their own style, which they did. Like I said, you can say what you want. If you're gonna speak the truth, speak the truth. But yeah, Bronx again. We didn't even argue with them when they had the word hip hop, but technically doo wop was out before hip hop. It's technically the same fucking thing, right? Same fucking thing. Except on one sound like poetry and one was singing. All on the corner, same shit, right? But we didn't argue with them, but we knew that a lot of things that they said did not relate to us. And that's why I wanted to have the conversation about how the people, because we're still living, forget about information that was told to us. What was your experience? What did you see? Like, how was you guys acting? Like I said, when I was in Harlem, I don't remember nobody doing none of them b-boy dances. I remember the pop and lock and shit, but we wasn't doing all that other extra shit. That was the Bronx. We wasn't doing that shit. And I've been in Harlem a lot. I ain't seen nobody in Harlem. I wasn't doing it in Harlem, and nobody else was. We was not gathering. And then Drew Hamilton. I don't know if you've been in that project, but their hallways are big. Their
Of course,
entrances,
I've been to Drew
their,
Hamilton.
their hallways are big, and they got elevators on both sides. I don't know if they still do. They had elevators on both sides, but when you get like upstairs, it's like in the middle. It's like really, you can really have a party inside the going in. The middle was big, and then your apartment was either on one side or your apartment's on the other side. But they had a big hallway on each floor, right? And none of us was sitting around there up in there doing no goddamn stands and heads and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I remember Lincoln Projects, Drew Hamilton,
They wasn't
all
doing
of
it either.
you
It
know what I'm
was none
saying.
of us that
Douglas
crazy
Projects.
legs, crazy legs kiss my ass. Cause nobody would know everybody was not doing that shit. Not to say that you didn't do it, but to say that it's an element, then why we wasn't doing it? You really believe a Harlem Ninja was sitting up there? I'm not saying that they didn't. They could have, maybe the younger ones, but if in a certain age bracket, the hell no, they was not breaking no sweat, bringing no cardboard on no floor, fucking up their clothes, doing no spins, no head spins and shit. No.
I just want to say that the women that are in the chat, that they're the age group that they're the last of a dying breed. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're the last of a dying
Yeah.
breed, and
Yeah.
don't allow like these younger women to influence you at all. And I know you guys aren't easily influenced. I'm not saying that you are, but on the same token,
Not at
do not
all.
allow these younger women to influence you at all because you guys are the last of a dying breed.
Yeah, I agree. These
Last
some
of a dying
beautiful
fucking
women.
breed.
Yeah, these some beautiful women. You know, I think that's the part where the Keisha was saying that we at the age like a lot of people has been through a lot, and there's a lot of women that's starting to heal and stuff like that. You know, we got ourselves. We unlocked that trauma and all that stuff. And I don't know why that man didn't understand that. Like, how did you not know? Who I don't know who asked the question, but yeah. So now it's like, on the off the and the same thing go to the Kings, right? I know my Kings is up in here. They always be watching. Same thing with the King. Y'all last of a dying breed too. Cause y'all not even liking the nonsense that's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shit. Y'all ain't even participating in the man women nonsense. That means you ain't got enough game crying about a female all goddamn day. Mel asked the question. Oh, oh, okay. Right, y'all gotta even, oh yeah, so you gotta be submissive. I'm like, no, we had fun back in the day. What the fuck? Our grandparents, would have been different, right? But at our age of bracket, people realized they didn't want no submissive woman because we all out. We all out. All of us is out. We always having a good time. We had no time to be up there cooking and cleaning. Y'all niggas wasn't home. Well, who we cooking 3 meals for? Y'all in the street. So fuck it, we're in the street too. Bring the speakers out, have a good time.
The music was good back then too. The 80s and 90s.
I say summertime. Remember, we wasn't out there every day. We was only out there for a couple of months a year. Shit, weather played a big part. We wasn't doing that shit in no damn blizzard.
But the music was good. We had the Whispers, the OJs. We had good music back then. Now we ain't got nothing solid. What we got? Chris Brown and all this bullshit. Nah.
And Chris Brown got his ADHD self. But I'm like, people were like him or Usher. I'm like, of course Usher win. Not because Usher is a better entertainer. Usher know how to sing and dance. Chris Brown cannot. Chris Brown have the audience singing. Now, if y'all doing like a verses or something, Chris, you gotta sing, right? No, we not singing your whole song for you while you get your breath, okay? No, you gotta learn how to sing and dance, right? That's the craft he messed up on. Because he became too much of an entertainer. He then got his breath control. And we want to sing, and I'm not paying all of that money. There you go. And it's a whole fucking love song. You're not a rapper. Sing the fucking song. That's the only thing that ticks me with Chris Brown. No, I'm not paying. The young ones, if that's what y'all want to see him that bad. No, I come to see a performance. Singing and dancing.
Hey, listen, Miss Garland, I will always uplift you. If I don't have anything positive to say or anything to add to the dialogue, I won't come up. You know what I mean? Like I really won't. Like if I can't help us have a solution to a problem that we may have as as individuals or whatever, I won't even drop down. I won't even drop down. I wouldn't even bother. You know what I mean? Because you guys have been beat up and battered enough. And I'm not trying to white knight or simp or whatever they call it. It's just that I feel as though you guys deserve a chance. You deserve to have a chance because you're the last of a dying breed. You know how to do it. But we just can't do it because there ain't enough of us left.
Yeah.
There ain't enough of us left.
Now, was your mother with the 3 meals a day?
My mother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't a stay-at-home mother, but she made breakfast, and then while she was making breakfast, she prepped lunch for all the kids. Our lunch for us to go out and stuff like that. She didn't really let us rely on free lunch because that woman had too much pride. That woman.
Nah, well, for some people, free lunch was your savior. Even
Oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
even if you didn't eat it, it was the fact that that was your way outside if you was in
No,
trouble.
we qualified for it. We
No,
qualified for it.
well,
We qualified. We
no, I'm
weren't like.
saying if you were in trouble, let's say you're on punishment or something, right? That was your way to get you out the house to hang with your friends, right? So sometimes free lunch was a savior, even though.
Oh no! When you was on punishment in my house, you was on punishment.
Uh-uh,
Not from food. You get
once we
fed,
go,
but
like we gonna get a free lunch.
you
She
you
like,
in that
okay,
room. You in that room. You ain't coming out that room No, hell no. You was on punishment. That was back in the
You
days where something
damn
like that would be
Skippy.
nowadays.
Stop playing.
Nowadays, that would be considered torture.
No, she said, no, she said I was playing the ZZ Hill damn blues. Hell yeah, I was. You damn Skippy. I love my rhythm and blues, even though blues was here first, right? But I hate to say R&B because people thinking of R&B, but they don't know it's two separate things, right?
All
They
right.
keep thinking it's one thing. It's rhythm, and then it's blues. Blues was here first, but then
Absolutely.
the aura part came in, right? So when you think of R&B, people keep forgetting it's and it's two. That's why a lot of kids these days are not singing R&B. They singing the R, but they're not singing the B. They don't know how to bring the blues to the song. The blues is that real talk, right? That is gone.
All right,
That
let
is
me
gone.
ask you this. Let
Mhm.
me let me just turn the volume up or down, whichever way you see fit, right? When's it when was the last time you actually indulged in a kiss? Like really indulged in a kiss?
I don't like kissing.
Well, not everybody does, but I mean, if you go
So
back in the
no,
days,
saying that I don't remember.
right? If you go back in the days, kissing was, was definitely something we did. That was back in the days.
Ooh,
Now
ooh.
these kids, they don't even kiss; they go straight for it.
That's why the STD rates, the HIV rates are
Yep,
all
there
the
you
way up.
go.
They
There
are
you go.
all the way up. Yeah.
There you go.
That's why the STD, and it's like they figure if I got it already, but if I take medication, I ain't going to DIE. So they figure, well, let's keep, I got it, you got it. So why use protection? So if enough people get it, then you ain't got to worry about getting it again. So let's just, but they don't care about the people who didn't want it, right? And then you can protect yourself all you want, but the game to that is to make you be together for a while. To be together for a while, your heart is in it. You forget to go get them tests, right? Like condoms is like really for okay, here and there, or use them all the time, right? But people think when they've been with somebody, they graduate to, well, let's take it off. Like, nah, the nigga had it. That was the purpose of wearing the condom. He still got it, right? And that's how a lot of people get caught. Okay, well, I'm gonna just be with you. You were just gonna be with me. Next thing you know, the condom come off, and then boom, boom. They forget that. Well, let's go get tested because you became to trust somebody. A lot of them didn't know they have it. I mean, if you had AIDS back then, baby, soon as you found out, you were gone. I think that was one of the saddest periods in my life to watch so many people pass away from that. I think that's one of the most depressing parts in my life. I've lost so many friends and loved ones to the AIDS. I got tired of, looking at them 1 minute so healthy and just, oh my God. Mm. Then you were scared to hug them and touch them and stuff because at that point you didn't know. But a lot of people are gone over that. A lot of people, that, that was really hard. It was like,
That was in the early '80s.
nah,
Yeah,
that would be the
late '70s.
nah, that would be the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, but in the '80s it was happening, but in the early '80s it was happening. They didn't know what it was.
Oh, all I know people was dropping.
Dropping like flies.
And there's a lot of different moments when it's like really depressing. Even when the crack first came out, it wasn't even just the crack. It's the fact that right before the crack came out, we was kids and we was acting like kids, and then everybody was getting along and the crack. And the next thing you know, shoot out here, shoot out there. And these are the people who I was just at his mama's house last week. this week.
Yeah,
Y'all
that's
take
what
each
Lauren
other
Hill was
out.
talking about. Lauren Hill came out with the song That Thing, That Thing, That Thing.
Mm.
Yeah. She was making girls aware of there's something out there that could kill you.
So
Yep.
that's
Don't
how.
go chasing waterfalls. That's when those songs when there was a lot of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, That Thing by Lauren Hill. Like those songs came out. Even Old Dirty Bastard, when he came out with that song, I Like It Raw, before they
Mm.
played it, he said, protect yourself. They made him say that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
made him say that.
Even though that was a double entendre, right? He wasn't just speaking upon sex, but he was speaking upon his style of rap too. But
But they
Lupe
didn't want
ended up
people to take
throwing
it,
men, right?
but they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want people to take it in the wrong context. So
Yeah.
he had to correct himself there.
Yeah.
And that's when New York started handing out a lot of free condoms.
Yeah.
They started handing out. You couldn't walk anywhere without them handing out condoms.
Mm-hmm. And
You
it was
know,
they had it. Remember TLC? They used to wear it on them, right? And then even when Salt and Pepper, you know, they was doing a lot of, and now the awareness is gone, but now the rates are going back. Texas got the highest rates. They used to be Atlanta. Texas took the championship from Atlanta. Just in one county alone is 39,000 people that have AIDS. That's like one little county in Texas.
Washington D.C. is rampant with it too.
Ooh,
So is Atlanta.
yeah, we know Atlanta, but I didn't think about Texas. I mean, so rampant. I know it's everywhere, but
Washington D.C.
ooh,
is running rampant,
damn.
and you got yeah. Come on, this is something you research. I ain't even gonna play with you.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. And these young kids, I'm like, do y'all care? And like, even with the social media, they just come on out. And how I caught it, I'm like, shit, man. Like, I understand why they can do it and why we couldn't do it. It has nothing to do with it, the internet. It's because you were gone less than a year. You like that is something you was no. I'm not putting that. Like now, y'all got a lot of different medicines that make you look healthy and stuff, but it wasn't like that in the 80s and 90s. So no, you are not broadcasting that because you have been ostracized. Because a lot of them were ostracized, but they were scary looking, man. They had remember they used to have the legions and all the big open wound sores and shit. Like I don't know, this must be a new type of HI or a different AID. It must be a new version that's not less potent. But we had it when it was potent. It ain't maybe it's less potent. It changed up. Because even people who don't know they have it, they live in for years. Where it wasn't like that back then. You had to, once they say you had pneumonia, it was a wrap. That's what they used to call it before they gave it a name. Remember, pneumonia.
Yeah, the government was trying something out,
Mm-hmm.
right? The government tried to throw something out there, but they threw it out there at a high. It was too high of a gene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too high of a gene. People started dropping off, right? So they said lower the gene. They lowered the gene. Now people can live 15, 20 years with it, right? They look healthy, good skin. You can't even tell who got it, who don't,
Mm-mm.
right? Back in those days, you could tell who had it. Like you
Yeah.
said, they had lesions on their skin.
Or open
Now you
wound,
have
a
to go
lot of
by T
open wounds.
cells.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you have to go by T cells. Are your T cells high or low? You see?
And
And now they even have it to the point where they can even level out T cells while you have it. So you come up
uh,
where you
uh,
don't even have it.
Yeah, yeah. And again, that like I said, maybe that made them. I mean, it was to the point that if you remember with the condoms, that was so cool to go shopping for them because they had the different colors. They had this one, that one. It was like you had the nice little pics, the nice little
Yeah.
names. If you want
One
to
thing
go,
I learned quickly is that lifestyles pop. Lifestyles, they pop. Those pop. Those were definitely balloons. Those popped. Lifestyles, nope, not using them. And then you
but
had females back in the days saying, "Oh, I'm allergic to condoms."
some
I,
people were allergic to latex, and they were
right, and right, you allergic to latex, right? But you go get the other type of condoms,
the
the
lambskin.
hypoallergenic kind.
No, the
I'm
lambskin.
right, the lambskin. I'm
Yeah,
allergic to them too.
well, that's her problem.
Well, listen, you ain't gonna have one of my children. That was back. You was worried about kids and AIDS,
Yeah.
and abortion clinics were open like a motherfucker back then.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yes,
back
sir.
when women were saying I was pregnant when it wasn't.
Yep. And you had to pay. And that's how the women got the little $250, and then it went up to $500. Then the men are so stupid. This is why I say you gotta learn your game from a girl. Stop learning your game from a man. Because a woman would have said, take your ass in there with her. You so quick to want to get rid of it, you didn't realize you dropping her ass off. No, you should have went in there because she walked right out right after you.
Yeah, yup, took your money. Your $750.
Soon, like that nigga gone. Yeah, because they brought the friend with them. They said, I'll take her home. And your dumb ass, you so happy that she getting rid of it. Not, no, that was your money. But if you would have told a woman, girl, possession, you was like, take your ass right. Well, that's what I say. I don't know why all the smart men I know, oh, your device is disconnected. Hopefully you connect back. Connect your devices, Harlem. There you go. Right, and that's why I was like,
Yeah.
learn your
Hey,
game
hey,
from a
Nicole.
female.
Nicole has a point down there. She got a point.
What?
She has a huge point. Read her shit. Nicole has been
What the
dropping
food
bombs.
said?
So has Jackie
Uh,
Gaines. They've
mm,
been dropping bombs in that motherfucker. See, you got to read the chat too, baby.
what?
The chat's gonna show you love. That's where half your paper
Oh,
is.
I stay with the chat. I'll read the chat. They know that already.
But that's where the money's
Every
at.
month
That's where
when
the
the
new.
paper food stamp hit the mailbox, it was on. Well, back in our days, right? Wait, no, it was the mailbox. You're right. And then then they let you go pick them up from the check casher place. No, you had to go to the check casher place.
Yeah, and then you got those paper food stamps,
Mm,
right? The brown money. What was the brown? Was $1? The brown was $1, right?
I don't know. I believe Brown was a
I think the
dollar.
brown was $1. I think like that turquoise was $5.
Uh-huh.
And I think $10. What was the $10? What color was the $10?
Like a
And
yellow,
then you
right?
had the 50. I remember you had the 20 and the 50. Same thing like regular money, but it just had a different color to it, and everybody knew you was going to the store with food stamps. I remember them giving me $1, and I buy me a little 25-cent juice,
Hell yo, and then get right on the train or the bus. Stop playing.
75 cents back. I'm out of here.
Yep. We used to do that like that wasn't nothing. Buy something for a quarter, and then
Yup, you had to give me
that was
75 cents.
yep. So
You
that's
had
how
to give me.
that was your first way of cashing in the stamps.
Come on, did I take you too far back?
And then if you needed car fare at that point, I think it was like 50 cents. It was
Yeah,
50
yup,
cents.
yup,
Or
yup,
you
yup.
go to one
And
store
and
and
that was
when
back when you put a coin inside. It was a coin that you put inside,
yep, I think
and
I
it
still
lets you
got one
through
of
the
them coins.
turnstile. The fuck?
Or
Now
if
you
when you
swipe
went
a
up to
card.
$1, now when it went up to $1, you went to one store because they wasn't gonna do it for both. You bought something for 25 cents. Then you went to the other store and bought something for 25 cents. That was just $1.50 you had. Hello, that was your transportation. Off at food stand. That's why they
For
stopping all that
real.
shit now.
Look.
They stopping all
You
that
remember
shit.
alligator cakes? You remember the alligator cakes with the 25-cent
Mhm.
juice? The
Mhm.
alligator cakes. Basically, what it was a Twinkie dipped in chocolate.
Yeah.
A Twinkie dipped in chocolate. What? We beat each other up for one of those. For
Nah,
alligator.
it was the moon pies.
Ooh, you like those?
Mhm.
You remember back in the days, they ain't really have the Habibi shit. They had the little Puerto Rican little bodegas. Remember those?
Of course. They still
The
got them though.
bodegas. We ain't have like
They ain't been there.
All these Habibis, they wasn't there back in the 80s. They weren't there. It was Poppy. They would Poppy would give you a oh yo, what's your name? Oh, I'll put it on credit. You had credit back in the days.
Oh man, hell yeah. And then remember when we was young, mom used to write
Yeah.
that damn letter. Get that to the man at the store. And he'll read whatever she said.
How about this? When your mother write a letter and tell you to go knock on a door and somebody give you hot dogs and shit like that. Like, damn.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Miss Gladys, can I get, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, everybody in the neighborhood had a Gladys,
Can I
huh?
get some sugar? You know, I'm trying to make something for my kids. I just need a little bit of sugar. You know what I mean? Or I need a little bit of flour. You know what I'm
Everybody in
saying?
the neighborhood had a Miss Gladys.
Miss Gladys. You know what I'm saying?
But for some reason, everybody knew who name was Gladys was cool as shit.
And you know what? She asked for shit too. Miss Gladys used to write letters, send her kids to my house too. You got flour? It's just little notes. You know, little notes you send.
It was the sugar and eggs for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
God
it was the
damn.
eggs, milk. How about milk? You got a little milk, Gloria? Gloria, you got milk?
But what you cooking? You gonna send me
Right.
some?
I just need a cup of milk, 1 cup of milk.
What you
You know,
make?
back in those days, where you knew Miss Gladys, Gloria, and
But them days
Miss
I
Green, Miss
miss
Green, Miss
actually.
Green, Miss Green that live in 5A, she ain't gonna laugh at you. She knows the struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
She ain't gonna laugh
Damn it.
at you.
Exactly. And I them days I miss. I truly miss. It was like, oh, you're a bum bitch. Nah, you right. They knew the struggle, and that was the difference. But they
Come on,
struggling.
not every night you had milk for your kids. Not every
Mm-hmm.
night back in them days,
Mm-hmm.
you even had hot dogs or whatever. I remember back in them days, they was cutting up hot dogs and putting it in spaghetti. How
And
about
they
that?
still do. And
How
and
about that? Buy a
they
pack of
still do.
hot dogs, cut it up, feed
That's right.
everybody in that motherfucking
That's right.
house.
That's right.
Everybody. And everything said no frills. You
Even
know,
with the
everything
beans,
was black and white. That
even
shit
with the
just said
beans,
beans.
even with the beans, with them hot dogs and them beans, and you pour that shit over rice, that was dinner. And a lot of stuff people just think it's a snack. No, that was dinner. Even a tuna fish sandwich.
No, back
Lunch,
in them
like
days,
lunch, I'm like, that was dinner.
hey, hold on. Back in them days, that shit said beans with no nutritional facts.
What?
You ain't know that?
Mm-mm.
Hey, sure. Tell her about back in the days when they had no nutritional facts.
I remember
And,
that
and,
part. I
and
just
back in the days when it didn't have no expiration date on canned goods.
right. That I remember. But I don't remember it said no nutritional facts.
None. It didn't say it, but you couldn't look at the back and say and look at what it all entails. That's
Mm-mm-mm.
no frills. Back when you had to go downstairs
And the
and
white
get the free
and the white
turkey.
Oh,
Back when you had to go downstairs and get the free turkey. Back when you had to get the free cheese. That'll block your ass up.
The Busey, I know, but it was so good. Man, it was so good.
But that should have locked your ass up.
Hell fucking yeah, but you took your chances.
Grilled cheese. Grilled cheese was the shit.
You throw that butter on that goddamn bread.
Yeah, but you gonna pay for it. You gonna pay for it.
That's all right. And then you put a little butter.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. I'll eat one of them motherfuckers right now.
Hell, that's why I said that's all right.
And knowing I'm gonna be, that ain't nothing but White Castle. Go to White Castle. You gonna get that government cheese? Go to White Castle.
I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna continue tomorrow.
All right, y'all.
I got a show for y'all tomorrow because I gotta get up in a couple of hours.
All right, sure.
That's why I slipped and said today was Sunday. But Sunday is usually Saturday is my Sunday. Because Sunday is my Monday.
It's all right, sure.
I'm confused. I'm going to bed.
All right. Take care. Love you guys. Peace.
Thank you so much, bro. And don't forget to keep coming back.
There's a lady, sweet as can be. You and me, we got something. How you doing? Glad you came through. Welcome to the Sugar Love Show, where we have fun. Grab your friends and dance along. In the land of real, there's a love that's true. Sugar Love is her name, spreading sweetness too. Her voice like velvet, smooth as a summer breeze. A podcast, a soundtrack to everybody's ears. Sugar Love, she's the queen of soul. Ooh, yeah. The podcast, the place where the stories unfold. Ooh, yeah. News and entertainment with a touch so sweet.
Thank you all for being here for our little chit chat. And y'all have a beautiful night. Thank you, Replay Gang. But I'm going to bed like 2 hours late.
With her infectious laughter, she uplifts every soul. Sugar Love, she's the one who makes us feel whole. She's the one who makes us feel whole. In the land of real, there's a love that's true.